And here we go.
In 5, 4, 3.
Call to me, lands far away.
Elves have forests to protect.
We need to build a wall.
Dwarfs their mines. Men their fields of grain. But we Harfoots have each other.
For I must now wander this wandering day.
We're safe.
You have fought long enough, Galadriel.
No.
Put up your sword.
The enemy is still out there. The question now is where?
It is over.
Nothing is over! Nothing! You were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them!
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
Darkness will march over the face of the earth. It will be the end, not just of our people, but all peoples.
Everyone! I am sorry, but their time has come.
The past is with us all. The past is dead. We either move forward or we die with it.
This could be the beginning of a new era.
Away I must wander this wandering day.
To him finally being lionized in the prime, and his prime. Fuck.
Do it!
Shit.
Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true!
Luke went from being... Oh, no. Welcome, Slayer Nation. I have some great news for you today. I hope you're all doing great. Nope, that didn't work. One more.
You have failed me for the last time.
Welcome, Slayer Nation. I hope...
If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up.
That is eating away at what you love in order for it to shine. And one man's vision is... Sometimes you don't have to make things better for them to be great again. You merely have to Okay. Hollywood continues to slow boil the culture and crazy. Well, right now, Spider-Man actor Andrew Garfield has stepped up and he's fighting motherfucker.
I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
And unbearded dwarves, but Prime didn't stop there. They stapled in intersectionality, individuality, biddiga-dig-bee, biddiga-dig-boo.
So it begins.
At my signal, unleash hell.
Ladies and gentlemen, George the Giant Slayer.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are back. It's June 1st, 2025, in the year of our Lord. How are you doing? I'm your host, George Molho. This is Slayer Nation. It is great to see you all. You, me, and the movies. Always thrilled to see you. Love everything you do. We got to get you on the channel someday. We got to get you on the show. Cal Frau is here. Fletcher Williams is in the back producing. My brother from another mother, Ista Phobos, is also here. Toxic Waltz, Lord Thoth, and Eric K, King of the Mods. How are y'all doing? Did y'all have a great week? It's been interesting news this week. A couple of good pieces, a couple of sad pieces. You know, if you remember MASH, Friday night, we just lost Hot Lips Houlihan. She passed away, star Loretta Swit. That was kind of sad news. I wasn't expecting that, but she was brilliant in MASH. Just awesome. If y'all remember her, yep, that's Hot Lips Houlihan. So we send our blessings to her family. Plus, we also had a little sad news, which requires your prayers. Y'all don't remember the youngest during President Trump's State of the Union speech? Well, it really wasn't a State of the Union, more like a speech to Congress, because it wasn't an official one, where he brought on DJ Daniels. DJ Daniels had battled cancer and had survived, and they made him a Secret Service agent, the youngest Secret Service agent in the government's history. And now, unfortunately, he needs our prayers again because he was discovered with 3 tumors. So send some good vibes, good energy to DJ Daniel, and we hope he gets better soon. Now, we got Superman news, Fantastic Four FU news to the fans. We're going to hear Chris Gore and Ming the Merciless do a little breakdown of the report they got from one of the screenings. Plus, Netflix has released the teaser trailer for the final season of Stranger Things. And we got a little glimpse of one of my favorite series, both the anime and the live action, One Piece. So let's get going. Let's bring them on out here. I got one of my good friends who helped me right from the beginning. Nina Infinity joins us today.
Hey,
how you doing, Nina? Been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So thank you for inviting me. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, I'm thrilled that you're here. Thrilled that you're here. We also have Dante, Verbal Riot himself.
Hey, how's it going, y'all?
How's it going? You look like you got a haircut.
Yeah, man, it's getting hot over here in LA now, so I had to shave the fro off. And
how hot is it?
It's getting up there. It's like in the 90s right now. So
it's so hot here. It's so hot here too.
I wish we had it 90. I think it's 100% humidity in Houston.
I can tell that Dante's not in a good mood because he's got his Sith lights on.
Damn. Well, to help us
doesn't
out.
mean I'm in a bad mood. It just means I'm in an ornery mood, right? Like
ornery's good. Ornery's always good. But to help balance out his Sith side, we have the light
ready
side.
for a fight.
My nerdy home.
Hello.
Hey. Hello.
Hi. Nice to be here again. We had oh my god, I can't speak. I'm still so tired.
It's okay.
From the con yesterday, I spent like half the day in the car driving up to Dallas, and then half the day back. But it was a good time yesterday. I am so tired. I crashed when I got home. Really tired.
What did you love? What was a memory that you brought from it? Something that you really loved?
There were Wes and like Thinking Critical. They had their own space, and I liked going over there to see their booth. So indie comics. Yeah.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That's awesome. DA will be joining us soon, as well as Tom for Midnight's Edge and Midnight's Edge After Dark. But I think the first thing we got to talk about real quick is, because we all get packages delivered to us, whether it's from Amazon, UPS, whatever. Well, this Amazon driver went batshit. I know it's not entertainment news, but it's just like, be careful the people delivering your crap. Fletcher, if you can bring that up real quick, it's insane when you watch it. And blow it up full screen, please.
I've been waiting on this day to tell you how much I hate this fucking house. The waters, all the shit that you
I've seen this.
I hate it. I hate this house. I hate that you order shit. You are the fucking laziest fucking house in this whole goddamn neighborhood. You're inconsiderate. You're full of shit. I fucking hate everything about y'all. I hate it. All you have to do is fucking order the store from Walmart pickup or Central pickup or whatever, and go put the shit in your own truck and go do it your fucking self. You are the laziest sons of bitches ever. And then people bring this shit. We break our backs, we break our necks, we break our nails, we break everything to bring you this shit. And
We break our nails.
Pause that. Okay, we saw it. Isn't that their job? Like what they get paid for? Because without ordering, they wouldn't have a job. I'm just curious.
What's crazy is she has no idea who lives there. It could be an elderly couple who no longer drive. It could be someone with a disability.
Correct.
She doesn't know who lives there. So how does she know that they're lazy, right? The only thing that they know is that they order a lot of stuff. They could be disabled, whoever lives there, because they're ordering groceries and having them delivered. Whatever the reason, it doesn't matter. Your job is to deliver packages. If you're unhappy doing that, you shouldn't be in that profession. Choose something else. But she has no idea who lives there. So how dare she judge anybody who just orders stuff to their house? That's ridiculous.
It's a joke. You're right. It's something that Dante and I talked about a little bit on Wednesday on Unchained when we were going through these Starbucks videos of some of the people who were crying about working there. Oh, there's supposed to be 5 people today, but there's only 4. I don't know what I'm going to do. They've got 8 customers. And I started noticing that Starbucks video, then the Amazon. I'm like, people have a job, which means they're able to feed themselves, pay their bills, but they're complaining nonstop. Could you imagine if we went on YouTube and said, I hate what I'm doing, but you love it?
Mm-hmm.
It's just
I would hate to work at Starbucks too, for the record. But it's so funny because I cover, George, I cover good news all the time.
Yeah.
And so I do the opposite of those, where like delivery people do like the most wonderful things for people. And like they go out of their way to bring up packages because, somebody's elderly or whatever. So, I cover the opposite side of that. But I saw that the other week and I just started laughing because I was like, it's just so funny to me that in this day and age, somebody would even do something like that, because like exactly like what happened. Like it's going to end up online. You're going to get fired. Like this is just, it was so unhinged. And she lost me at, well, actually, I thought it was really funny when she said the nails thing, like we break our nails. And I'm like, girl, I do feel that. I do feel that with the nails thing. Sure. I mean, I could go there with you, but no, seriously, I'm joking. But yeah, I mean, I'm with Steph. You got to do your job and just be happy you have one.
I love your positive. I love your positive videos. When if you have one that you find with the drivers doing something positive, I'd love to see that.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I had a really great one a little while ago. This guy, I mean, there's just so many, but this one guy, for example, like he just went out of his way to actually save this woman's life because she had basically like had fallen down and had hurt herself really badly. And he went out of his way to like go there, basically take her to the hospital. Like it was a whole thing. And then afterwards set up like a GoFundMe for her and got her like funding and stuff like that. So there's a lot of good people out there.
I love that. In a piece of good news, Florida, you had Governor DeSantis, before we jump into Hollywood, signed the first law for, it's called Dexter's Law. Dexter's Law. I thought it was pretty cool.
A lot of lawmakers never get to see the governor of their state sign their laws into effect, but Governor Ron DeSantis actually signed several of your laws into law. And yesterday he signed one of them. It's called Dexter's Law. And I wanted to bring you on to talk about Dexter's Law tonight, because this was a piece of legislation that you created. You campaigned on creating this even before you were a lawmaker. And it's the creation of an animal abuse database, kind of like a child predator sex.
Could you imagine that? So now they have it so anyone who abuses animals can be tracked.
Good.
And I'm like, it's about time, because how we treat animals.
We've needed that for a long time.
Hell yeah.
That's a good thing to have. Definitely.
Yeah. Every state, it should be reciprocal. They should do that in every state so you could track the fuckers, because how you treat children, how you treat animals tells us everything about society. And I was like, that's positive. And it just got drowned out, sadly, by all the other negative news. So I wanted to bring it in.
Oh no, I thought you meant like the bill got
No,
drowned
no,
out.
no, no, no.
I was like,
It got
what?
signed. Yeah, no, it got signed. That was good news. That was good news.
Okay, that's good.
But also, it's proven that there's a direct link between like abusing animals and like being a psychopath, basically.
Yes.
So
Oh,
like
yes.
these people need to be tracked.
100%. And they need to. And they need to be able to be tracked from state to state because, they'll flee. They're like, okay, I'm going to be tracked in Florida. Well, no. It needs to
No, it needs to be
more
federal, and
Oh, yeah.
not state to state. It needs to be federal. In fact, like last week, there was a thing on the news here in LA where there's this big shelter in LA where they caught one of the volunteers like completely like abusing a dog, and because they're a volunteer, they weren't able to. Well, I mean, the organization's under investigation, but because the person isn't on their payroll, they might be able to slide out of this somehow. But it's really messed up.
That's messed up.
That is messed up. Fletcher, let's take these super chats and then we'll jump into Hollywood. Real quick. Bob the Lobster gifted 5 George the Giant Slayer memberships. Thank you, Bob. That's the way to kick off the show. Everybody, go thank Bob the Lobster. That's a beauty. Patrick Robinson for $10. I'm shocked the rumors were true about Doctor Who. Oh, we're getting into Doctor Who. Ooh. There are no spoilers because I don't think anybody here, anybody in the chat, anybody in the fellowship actually fucking watches Doctor Who anymore ever since it went woke. If Piper really is playing the Doctor. So by the way, at the end of the final episode with Naguri Gawa.
Shooty-gawa, yeah.
Is it Shooty-gawa?
It's Shooty, yeah.
But
the N is silent, and there's an H that should be there that isn't. So
okay, Shooty-gawa.
What language is that? Is that what language is that?
Is it Senegalese or something or Senegal?
No, he's I think he's Nigerian.
I believe. Okay, Shooty Dressy-gawa. Because he wore a dress in the last few minutes. And I didn't watch it. Of course he did.
I saw the dress. I was like, wow, they're really leaning into the woman thing.
Oh, yeah. And you should see what he actually said because I saw a couple of clips from it. When he was asked in the show, I don't know by what character, because I saw pieces of it. Like, what are you doing? Because he changed out of his outfit and put on a dress. He's like, I'm wearing the future. And it's
oh my God.
Yeah, some BS like that. So what Patrick is relating to is at the end of it, when he goes through his whole regeneration cycle. Well, fuck, I have it right here. Might as well just play it. When he goes through his whole regeneration cycle, lo and behold, we are supposed to have gotten a surprise, but Doctor Who is dead. So I don't really know who this was teasing or who it's supposed to be for. Here we go. Here's Shooty-gawa, which I did not know. Always glad to learn something. Just keep that super chat up there till after we play this. I'll bring it down for a second, and we'll bring it right back up, Fletcher, just so we can see it. Thank you. We'll bring it right back up. There we go. Shooty-gawa as a dress-marrying Doctor Who. Wow.
He did. Well, he wore something that looked more like a kilt, but knowing him, it's a dress. It's a skirt.
I have realized, well, I'll wait to say that till after we watch the clip.
So, like, back in the day, when the Doctor would die, he would regenerate.
Yep.
He doesn't look like he's dying. So, like,
I didn't watch it.
What happens is right before they die, they kind of look like they're perfectly fine, like their body heals up. But then they transform. So they never look like they're about to die. They've already kind of gone through that process. But like
whenever I would watch the last, like I stop at Matt Smith, but whenever he would like regenerate, something would have happened for him to be kind of like dying.
We didn't
something
see that
has
part.
happened.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
This clip doesn't show the part where he gets mortally injured. It just shows the part where he's about to transform.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, this is afterwards.
Yep. Oh, it's Rose. They're bringing Rose back if it actually gets another season.
Yeah, because they're desperate as hell. That's why.
Mm-hmm. That's so wild to me because Rose was like one of my favorite companions.
Hell yeah.
They brought back one of the favorite companions. Yeah.
This is definitely like, it just seems like such pandering because like they're trying to get people like me to come back and like, oh my God, because I love Rose and I love that whole storyline. And they're trying to be like, please come back to like the people who are like me. But I'm also like, how is she a doctor? Like, that doesn't make any sense. She was a companion. Like, why would she become a doctor? This makes zero sense, even in a world of Doctor Who where you kind of have to put sense out of your head when you're watching the show because there's,
I'm wondering if it's because of the end of the first season. Remember when she got the godlike powers? What was it called? Wolf something?
The wolf, yeah, something.
Bad wolf, where she
the
could
bad wolf, the big bad wolf, or whatever.
where she could where she had all the powers of the TARDIS or something, where she took it in. It's been such a long time.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, but yeah, I remember something like that. It just yeah, it was.
This isn't going to save the show. Like I don't know what they were thinking. I get her reasons for coming back, and I don't know. Maybe if they would have brought Chris Eccleston back, that might have been that would have been kind of cool and kind of interesting. Or even Paul McGann, like that would have been
brilliant,
right?
Hell yeah,
something like that would bring people.
I disagree.
Back.
Do you think? Why?
Really?
I disagree, and here's why. Yeah, because like redoing a doctor over again is lame. Like you need someone new, you know. So like we bring them back. What like it's just pandering, man. Like the doctor becomes a new person every time, and it should be a male doctor, and it should be someone new, and like doctor.
No, I totally agree. But they're in repair mode right now.
Which doctor did they bring
Matt
back?
Smith.
Matt Smith.
Was it Matt Smith?
No. David Tennant.
David Tennant.
It was David Tennant.
David Tennant.
Oh, sorry, yeah, David Tennant.
Yeah, they did bring back David Tennant, and I mean that got criticized because it was incredibly woke, and all of the women around him were talking down to him. So they've done that, but they brought him back to pretty much just shit on him the whole time. So like it is pandering to bring her back, but I don't watch Doctor Who. I've only watched like maybe 2 episodes. The most I watch of Doctor Who are like Disparu and Gary's reviews from it. So like that's where I see my Doctor Who. And this season with Chudi Gatwa has been like the craziest, wildest, most woke season that I can't even believe that it's on TV. And people would.
Did they only do one season with him, or is it
2?
Yeah,
2 seasons. Oh, okay.
But I was watching Dave Cullen. I was watching his review, and he pointed out something really interesting, which is like I don't think that him morphing into Piper was just like added on because it didn't have like the face morphing with the doctors. At one point, the face just completely goes away. There's no morph, and then she's brought in. So they were thinking like maybe it was just an afterthought to leave it open ended until like they brought her in.
Makes sense.
So yeah, so he was just like, I don't think that she was supposed to be. It's just something like an afterthought of her coming in because there's no face morph. And if you watch the clip, like his face completely disappears and it's just an outline of nothing. So, but I think that like, yeah, they're pretty much desperate at this point, especially I read somewhere that they might be losing like their Disney Plus contract as well. Like they're not.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, what Russell T Davies did is he basically treated, he treated Doctor Who the last couple of seasons like a glory hole. I mean, he just to screw the fans, screw the BBC. He didn't care.
Did you guys see this clip? I'm going to put this in the back. I don't know if you guys saw this, but it's relevant to this conversation that we're having. Maybe you can play that.
Oh, yeah. I got it ready, but that's a good one. Let me finish the super chat and then we'll bring that right up. So Patrick Robinson for $10. I'm shocked the rumors were true about Doctor Who. If Piper really is playing the Doctor, they are playing coy about it. I'm not against the idea of it and always liked her as Rose. I loved her as Rose. She was the first modern companion with Eccleston and Tennant. My doctor was Tom, and then it was Tennant and Smith, and I stopped with Capaldi. I was done after Capaldi.
Yeah, Capaldi was my last doctor, and the damage is already done, man. Doctor Who was already kind of a niche thing anyway, right? It was already a very niche fandom. It had like a small base, but that base was very loyal, right? But what Russell T Davies did was he went in there and said, you know what? Screw you guys. And now they have nobody. Nobody's watching this show because even the nerds, okay? Like even the most like leftist nerds are not watching this show.
Nope. And what's great is that the link Nina just shared.
Well, and in my perspective too, like, because if you are a Doctor Who fan, like Steph, you haven't seen this part, so you won't know. But like in Doctor Who, there was always characters that were very like quote unquote woke. I'm just using it for lack of a better word. But for example, Captain Jack, like he was very like,
Cool
you know,
character, though.
fluid with his sexuality, and he was like very just, you know, kind of out there. And I love that character because they did it really right. And they had like Torchwood even based on it afterwards. And I watched all of Torchwood because I loved Captain Jack, was one of my favorite characters. So it's not like Doctor Who didn't have this type of stuff even back when we were enjoying it. It was just never like in your face to a point where you're like, oh my God, can you stop? Like, like I get it. It just became way too.
It was a piece of his personality. It wasn't the story.
Exactly. The difference is that that's just his character. That's how he was written. They don't base the entire show or episodes on that and make it a point to preach to the audience about.
Yep.
You know, like that's the difference. That like there could and there have been many characters, you know, in TV shows and movies who are that's just like their character. Either, you know, they're fluid with their sexuality or they're gay or something like that. They can have these characters. They just don't base the show or episode around it in order to teach the audience a lesson or to preach to the audience a certain lesson or a certain point of view, you know, and tell while telling the audience that if you think differently, then you're wrong. So like that's never that way. And I hate that like a lot of people use that as a talking point, you know, oh well, it's always been this way, or there have been characters it's like yes, but you don't base the show around that type of conversation.
And they also don't understand nuance.
Yeah.
No, I mean, here's the thing: the BBC gambled and lost, right? Because when this started, they were convinced, they were sure either Joe Biden or Kamala Harris was going to win. So they thought they were on the side of the winning team. So they were like, "Fuck you, little fans. We're going to do whatever we want because guess what? You don't matter because Big Joe or Big Kamala are in office, right? And we're going to just put it in your face no matter what." They didn't count on Trump winning. They didn't count on the culture shifting. And here we are now.
But also, Dante, you're having a really like American perspective when you're saying that because like this is a British show and it's predominantly British people who watch the show.
Right, but you
like,
have to remember too,
America
sets the tone, right?
Like I thought we're the biggest audience.
England follows us, like the UK follows us. So what we do, they do, right? And so they thought because you know things were going a certain way here that they could pull that shit over there, and it didn't work.
That's true too. Yeah, it didn't work.
And look at what happened the other day. The BBC, which when I saw this link originally, I was like, hell has frozen over. For the BBC to call out the BBC.
This was wild.
Yeah.
That in terms of like how many people are watching and what Doctor Who represents now, I had a really interesting text. This is from Andy, who says, I'm a guy who considers himself of the left. Most of my friends are women, some are trans, some are gay. But even I cringe watching an episode of Doctor Who. It's no longer a family show about space and time travel. It's literally a bunch of memes telling us that white straight men are the source of all evil in the universe. It's aimed at 12-year-old girls, but watched by a declining number of people over the age of 40. If Doctor Who is dying, it's because the BBC has killed it. Yes, there were always stories that had messages or storylines about the environment or the misuse of power or intolerance, but now it has just become an intolerant program condemning most of its viewers simply for existing. Now,
it's said, whoever that was.
I watched when I watched
BBC Radio. They were just torching it. I mean, no holds bar.
Watched this 20 minutes. It was just kind of randomly on. I was pottering around. It was on. I didn't feel as strongly as Andy feels, but I did notice like the diversity of the characters. And I was just like, okay, so this one's this person, this one's this person, this one's this person.
Yeah.
Fine, but I can see why Andy is saying what he's saying.
Sometimes it does feel like you're being lectured to. I think it really depends.
Shit.
I think depending
on.
I mean, who you.
Bro.
I mean,
your entire show has become a goddamn lecture. Like,
I like what she said, but my problem with what she said is this: they knew going into this, they knew before the first episode what this show was going to be about. Russell T Davies said over and over he doesn't care about the fans; he's going to put it in their face. And again, when Kamala and Joe were in office, they all thought, well, you know, we'll just run with it, right? But again, since Trump won, now everybody can speak out. Now everybody found their balls all of a sudden, right? to speak out about this shit.
Good point. Good point. They find
I agree with
are,
what she's saying,
and
but it feels a little disingenuous. I guess.
It is disingenuous because what do you have? What do you have? You have it's the height of hypocrisy. Here's something that we made. Here's something we wanted to shove down your throat, and now we're saying it's too woke. So we made it woke.
Get out of here.
Yeah. This is again why their ratings are down. People do not like liars. Robert Meyer Burnett has said it a million times, and I agree with it. Authenticity is the currency of the realm today.
Oh yeah,
got to be honest.
Definitely.
Much involved in how invested you are in this episode.
You know, how does Doctor Who, like the people over 40 still watching it and still wanting to relate to it in the same way? Like you can't.
Or enjoy it. Just enjoy it and have that nostalgia. Maybe that's what Andy is saying. He feels alienated from even having that experience.
Yeah. But in the bits I have seen, I do kind of agree with him, because sometimes it does feel like you are being lectured to. I think in the few times we've had to watch it for must watch, because I never watch it by choice. I've come in and said exactly the same thing as Andy. So he's not imagining it. He's not alone. And, you know, that I have always wondered if, you know, how do you keep making a show if it is just lecturing at people and you're not just getting the time travel, you know, space nonsense stuff?
Your ass
Space
gets
nonsense.
Yeah,
Look,
your ass gets
first
canceled.
of all, obviously it's not her cup of tea. That's why she's like space nonsense stuff, because she's so cool. She's too cool for school. But it's just like the issue is that they're still in denial too, because they're like, oh, it's just sometimes. I guess like people just maybe not want to watch that. Look at your viewership. Like, how much viewership have you lost? Look at people like, you know, lifetime fans. Now, I wasn't even a lifetime fan. I was just like, you know, I was a tourist compared to some of you guys, like George and Gary and people like that. Gary from Neurotic. Like, there's just people who are lifetime fans that have walked away from the show because they have made it extremely woke and terrible. Like, I mean, it's not even like because you can make something like not woke, but like have a story and try and tell a story about bad things happening and, you know, class differences and whatever else. But the writing, man, the writing is so god awful that you're like, I can't even sit here and listen to the story and try and take anything away from it other than being lectured. And exactly how Andy felt. Like, Andy is all of us Doctor Who fans. It's not some of us, and it's not sometimes. It's all of us, and it's all the time.
Also, we have for me, it's like, okay, so we have the first Black Doctor ever who's also flamingly gay. Get the fuck out of here. I was done then. I was done then. Like, I didn't have to see one episode to know I was done.
I agree with you, but you know what he said in the last episode?
Feminization of the black man, Dante.
It is. It's body breaking, man.
We've talked about this before.
Dante, a black dude dress doesn't do it for you. I'm sorry. You're so just.
Yeah, you know, that's why I never went to a Diddy party.
Wait a minute.
I said that's why I never went to a Diddy party.
He was always at the after parties.
Oh my God.
Where they served buttery nipples and licorice. I know. We've talked anyway.
The funny part too is that like even Captain Jack that I was telling you about.
He was manly.
He was manly, but guess what? He wore dresses too, like outside. Yes, when he was supporting, like when he was like promoting and supporting the show.
Why did you tell me?
He would wear TARDIS dresses and he would show up to the cons, and it was hilarious because he was.
But he did it out of fun, like out of fun.
Okay.
He wasn't trying to make.
He was just being British.
Yeah, he was just being British and out there and crazy and gay because that's what he was. And it was fun at the time. And nobody looked down on it. Nobody cared. Everybody was having fun with it because he was just like so extra. Like, you know, he was just an extra guy and he would show up in the most extra ways. And everybody loved him for that. It was a very endearing quality. Whereas in now it's like, oh, let's like, you know, stick him in a dress on the show and like, you know, humiliate him basically half the time. And that's the show.
Well,
it's not like it's been anything new, man. There have always been. I mean, look at Bowie. Look at like guys from the 70s and the whole like androgynous thing, right? Like we have always had this. Like this isn't anything new.
Yep. But I'll tell you, one of the things is the writing also, the way Davies did it for the last episode. One key line stuck out at me, and Disbrew had shared it because I've been pulling clips from all over. I should have just watched it, but I didn't want to. So you have Shuguri. It's Shooty. It's Shooty Kawaii. Shooty. It's so weird. Shooty. Okay. Well, Shooty, the doctor, Shooty's doctor, which is Davies. Basically, Russell Davies had his character basically tell the audience they're talking about English culture and the nuclear family. And he turns around and the character says, yes, the English family is crushed, stifled, and appalling. Like, you're telling your audience, go away. You suck.
That's basically what Disney's doing all the time too. Like, get out of here. We don't like you, especially white men.
Again, imagine if you jump on to do a live stream. Everybody comes on. The first thing you say is, go away. Like,
I don't want you here. I'm looking for that new fan base.
Yeah, that doesn't exist. It's insane. It's the same. So we're going to read these super chats and we're moving forward. That is Dr. Who, and the DA is in town.
Yo, what's up, fellas? Hey, ladies, how y'all doing? Shout out to the chat. What's up, chat? Sorry I'm late, man.
Oh,
Had a
no
lot going
problem.
on this morning.
Yep. Did you hear what we're talking about, Doctor Who?
Yeah, I was listening as I was driving in. I never watched Doctor Who. I was never a big Doctor Who person, so this didn't bother me very much. But yeah, I get it. Because that's Hollywood now, baby. It is what it is.
But they're telling their fans basically, you suck. I mean, directly, the lines pulled from it.
I think
that's
it's
Hollywood,
like
baby.
that's Hollywood, baby. But I think that's pretty much any IP right now who's telling like the older fans who grew up with whatever IP it is, that you don't matter anymore. We don't want you here anymore. We're writing this and it's not for you. It's going to be for that new audience fan base that we're trying to get.
That doesn't spend money.
That doesn't spend any money. That won't show up. And it's pandering to that invisible audience that they're hoping to get, but haven't succeeded yet, and it's been years. So,
you think they would learn?
Do you guys think it's kind of flipping though? I mean, like, we just watched this clip where the BBC were trying to like justify it to themselves. I mean, do you guys think the script is kind of flipping a little bit?
It's only flipping because they're losing money. The studios are losing money, and they have to flip back. But now they're doing it with their tail stuck between their legs because honestly, look at something like the Fantastic Four. I don't know if people are going to come back to the MCU. Like, they're gambling a lot, man. With Doomsday, Secret Wars, they don't know that we're going to come back.
No, especially when you have F4. Now that we know there are 3 girl bosses in it.
And Pedro Pascal won't shut up.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal just doesn't do it for me. I'm out.
I mean, you got the Silver Surfer, Sue Storm, and Pedro. I mean, it's like
I was even cool with like the female Silver Surfer or whatever, but like, dude, just Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, I just can't. I can't do it. I
totally agree with that because I do like the actress who plays the Silver Surfer, so I'm like, okay, I can tolerate it because I do like that actress, but. Pedro, that was it. I'm like, I'm done, dude. And that was before he was licking the glow stick, right?
Yes, way before. I was like,
and wearing a dress
do it again. Seriously, come on.
He's about to become their Rachel Zegler, man. He's stepping into
he already is. Dude. I think he's past Zegler.
Oh, he's past that.
He's passed her up.
He's 100% protected by Hollywood. That's their golden boy right now is Pedro Pascal. And I think that they think that the more they shove Pedro in audiences' faces, like we're eventually going to embrace him and love him, but that's just no. People are just rejecting him. They're like, sorry, Hollywood, I don't want this. Hollywood doesn't understand that. I think people have been telling them like all of these different things. People have been telling us we don't want Hollywood. We don't want the live action remakes. Hollywood, we don't want these girl boss stories. They don't care. They don't listen. They're just like, we have the right opinion. You're gonna take it for years. All right?
See, the thing is, Steph,
take it until you like it.
But see, the thing is, Steph, the live action remakes are working because look at Lilo and Stitch right now.
Yeah, but we can't use them as an example, though, man.
What's that?
Wait.
We can't use them as an example.
But no, what I'm saying is that if we keep going and selling out and buying these tickets for these live action remakes, they're going to keep doing it. They're just going to keep giving it to us. There's no, because they're like, look, we just made $1 billion off of this.
Yeah, Lilo and Stitch was always going to be successful. Always.
Yeah.
Like everybody said it was always going to be successful. Not because people love the live action remakes, not because people want more live action remakes. It was always going to be successful because of the character of Stitch. That is the only reason that movie was always going to be successful, because even before the live action remake was even announced, that character of Stitch is Disney's #1 toy seller.
Yep.
That's why in every season, Disney puts out a brand new Stitch toy, a brand new Stitch plushie, because Stitch, the character, has an enormous fan base, Like that's their number one selling toy at Disney. Like, people love that character. So that movie was always going to make money. It was always
But look
going
at
to
what's
be.
But hold
next.
on though, Steph, because you're talking like as if it's an anomaly, and it isn't. Because like Lion King, I thought that movie wasn't going to make money. Guess what? It made money. Mufasa, the second one, I thought that wasn't going to make money. That made money. There is definitely like I think it's like you're thinking it's an outlier, and I actually I was surprised that Snow White did as poorly as it did.
Oh no, she too much
just-
damage.
Yeah,
But no,
Zegler
but that's
killed that
George,
thing.
because you're talking about you're talking from your perspective because you're a movie reviewer and you are an adult. You're not talking from the normie perspective of, oh, I'm going to take my kid just because it's Disney Snow White and we're going to go.
I agree
There's
with
a lot
you.
of people are like that.
I agree with you on that, but you knew when I knew it was toast? When NBC News Nightly was covering it. I was like, normies knew about it. If it hadn't have broken out of YouTube, I was like, maybe not.
Yeah,
But when you started hearing the 6 p.m. news, did you know that Snow White? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like, we have a 5-alarm fire in downtown Houston. Plus, Snow White's Rachel Zegler just told everybody to fuck themselves.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, man. We have a show here in LA called Good Morning LA, and I remember they were talking about it back then on the morning news. I'm like, wow.
You know why?
Yeah, and
I knew statement after the election. That's what the news picked up when she said, "I wish all of the people, everybody who voted for Trump, not to be safe." That's what took it from entertainment to news. That was the worst.
And also the little people thing, because even Lila Hart, I don't know if you know Lila Hart, she went on the news to talk about it. She was on the news to talk about that very thing. So
that's right,
you're right in that sense. And but there was no other live action that had that much drama surrounding it as much as Snow White did. So therefore, most of them do pretty well.
Little Mermaid
people are like,
yeah, because even Aladdin did fairly well. I mean, Aladdin made it what it was. I mean,
but how much Little Mermaid? Didn't Little Mermaid?
Little Mermaid didn't make money, but it did a lot better than Snow White did, and that's because Halle Bailey presented herself like a princess.
She wasn't a total
shit
bitch.
On the fan. Yeah, she was just being a normal, nice young lady. I hope you guys love the movie. Come to the film. Like, okay. That's what we want from a Disney princess, all right? We don't need you out there talking shit on social media. Like Rachel Zegler is a major, major issue, man, for any movie that picks her up from here going forward. I think her career is already done.
I guess my question, though, is because we did hear rumors that Disney had halted live action projects like Tangled was supposed to be the next one. So, but I'm wondering, since Lilo and Stitch did do well, are we going to go back to, maybe we will do Tangled now? Because
don't they have a live action Moana coming up?
Yeah, live action Moana is coming up. That's something that I've actually been saying, because I think that Disney put out that statement we're going to stop all of our live action, or we're going to put a pause on all live action remakes. But I've been saying that but the next live action movies that are coming out are Lilo and Stitch and Moana. Even Moana 2 animation that was supposed to go out on Disney Plus, and they put it in theaters, made bank. That movie made so much money. So I've been saying they're going to say that now, but then they're not going to they're going to go back and start making their live action remakes, because Lilo and Stitch and Moana are coming out. Those are their next live action remakes that are coming down the pipeline. Lilo and Stitch is going to make money. I said that was,
there's no way not
a lot
to.
of people online have said that was going to be successful. And I think that Moana will also be successful because people love the Moana. People have been just throwing tons and tons of money at that movie, going and seeing it at the theater. So the live action one will also be successful as well. People are going to go and show up for that one. And I think that I saw some announcement that said that Disney is now planning on a live action Lilo and Stitch too. So they're going to take the wrong. They are going to say, oh, you know what? Maybe we were wrong. Maybe people do like these live action movies, and we're just going to continue with the live action movies after all. So yeah, they're going to take the wrong lesson from this. But
it's not so much about taking the wrong lesson. We have to look at it look, this is a business, man, like any other.
Oh, yeah.
They're going with what works, right?
Exactly.
If Lilo and Stitch worked, then guess what? We're doing Lilo and Stitch too. And to be fair, that's the way Hollywood has always operated. If the first movie did so well, we definitely need to do a second, right? Just to capitalize on that money, right? It's all about the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the unfortunate thing is that like I've talked to normie friends of mine that have kids, and like when it comes to Disney live action, like I've had discussions with their moms and like their parents and stuff, like just being like, why are you doing this? Why are you taking your kid to this? Like, watch the original instead. And like, some of my friends are like, well, they just don't want to sit there and watch the original. The original is dated and they just don't vibe with the original anymore. That's just the reality of things, because kids today just don't vibe with that kind of thing. It's a slow burn. It's not as, it's a different type of animation. And it makes me sad because I love those movies, but I can understand that generationally things have changed and they're going with the times as well. So there's definitely like I think what you're saying is right, Dante. They're just following the money in that sense, because
as long as they make them well and it has a good story, in that aspect, I don't care. The thing that killed me about Snow White is they butchered it on so many levels. Besides,
same thing with Lilo and Stitch. They butchered Lilo and Stitch.
I don't like the ending. I know. I finally saw that.
They butchered more than the ending, man. They tore that movie apart, man.
I haven't seen anything at the ending.
Different.
It's
ridiculous. A lot of things are in that movie are different, but it's not that like the kids don't vibe with the older animation movies. It's that they don't have the attention span to watch and sit down and watch the animation, because it's not cut to shit with like it's not cut to shit. That's why, like, when I was watching Lilo and Stitch, the first 15 minutes, the live action one, the first 15 minutes, like my brain couldn't comprehend. It couldn't catch up to what was going on, because there was cut after cut after cut. That movie, there was no time to breathe in that movie. That movie was cut to shit. It was crazy cuts, but that's what this generation, the iPad kid generation, are used to. That's why they wouldn't be able to sit down and watch, some of the Disney Renaissance movies or animation movies, because those aren't cut to shit. Like there's time to breathe when you're watching that movie and let these stories play out. These new ones that are coming out, like I swear it's every like 7 to 10 seconds. It was a cut to something else, a cut to something else, a cut to a different angle, a cut to another character. Like I was just watching it and I felt my eyes going back and forth. Like
I absolutely hate it. Like the modern fast cut, and not just Disney movies. I'm talking about like, every movie that has these digital camera shot, digital just cuts after cuts and after cuts, like Marvel's mostly like that. I'm really hoping that the new Superman's not going to be like that. I hope that it has some flow and it's not just like constant, like cut. But it's, I don't know. I just don't enjoy them anymore as much as like actual film. So whenever I see like
real films,
like
real films.
Well, what was funny is I actually thought the Minecraft movie was paced just right. Like I don't know. It was.
I didn't watch it.
I saw the movie twice already.
Wow.
Because I went once to review it, and once I went with like some friends, whatever, and their kids, kind of thing. So it's actually.
Don't tell me it's good.
No, but here's the thing. Minecraft it's a fine movie. It's not great. It's not great, but honestly, if you can literally turn your brain off and kind of just enjoy it for what it is.
Quick question.
And it's weird to say that.
Did you take party supplies with you when you watched it?
Of course you did. I was a little stoned.
Okay, that's why you could turn your brain. Okay, now we've clarified.
No, my good
Everybody
friend,
else, you got to make sure you bring up with you.
No, but you know what though, Dante, to Dante's credit, he's actually right, because some of my friends that are like stone cold sober and they're going with their kids, like one of my friends like did not know a thing about Minecraft. She was just like, I'm going just for my kid, like I gotta, like it's just what it is, I'm just gonna go. And she was like, I actually enjoyed the movie. It was kind of fun, and it was fun. It was like a good movie. It flowed well. Like she said the same thing as you, Dante, and I was like, she didn't know a thing about it. So that is a bonus. Like when you go to a movie,
you're talking to someone who is tired of Jack Black.
I hate Jack Black.
Jack Black, right? But here's the thing: even he was okay in that movie. I was like,
what?
Okay.
You had a lot of gummies.
But to be fair,
Dante was full on gummies that day.
But to be fair, I mean, that kind of movie it works to his weaknesses, I think.
Dante's saber lights behind him when he was watching that movie was green because he was
totally
like,
green.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm here.
Because it's like there's three people I can't stand right now in Hollywood outside of Kathleen Kennedy. It's Jack Black, Pedro Pascal, which I think they should go, pardon my language, fuck themselves, and Aquafina, because I still haven't figured out.
Zendaya.
Oh my god.
Zendaya, I just ignore her because she's a
Zendaya,
model. She's a model. She can't act. She's just a model who got shoved into movies.
I don't get the hate for her. I
don't hate her.
like her.
Oh no, I don't hate her. I'm just tired
I
of
just don't
seeing
think
her
she
in
can.
everything.
I don't think she can act. She has no, to me at least, no magnetism. No.
She doesn't have
gravitas.
range.
Yes.
I do agree with that.
Say
She
what you
doesn't
want to
have
about the girl. She doesn't speak out a lot. She doesn't say a lot of stupid things in the media. So you got to give her that, if nothing else.
That's why I like her, because I'm like, I do. You've given me no reason to hate you, so I don't.
No, I don't hate her. Yeah, there's only a couple actors I can't stand, but no, I don't hate her. Let me take these super chats so we can real quick get them out of the way, answer some questions, and we'll jump to the next thing because we don't have Nina for the full show. I'd like to get her opinion on some of these. TGV Monster for $2. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone to you. Thank you, TGV Monster, always being here. And he gifted one George the Giant Slayer memberships. Everyone counts. Thank you, TGV Monster. Whoever got it, remember, go thank him. That is a beautiful way to start. Donna Hergenreth, remember, for 16 months. Zelda doesn't have an Adam's apple.
Oh,
no, she does not.
Are we going to talk about that?
Yeah.
I think we have to, man.
We will. Let me finish these. We'll get right back to that. Eric K for $2. Reminder that Dante didn't go to Diddy Party. I know, he protests a lot.
He also didn't party with Weinstein.
I just want whatever Fed is watching these shows to know.
Although he did tell me about a really spicy party he had with Leo DiCaprio, and I was like, oh.
Was that the Playboy one?
No, no.
Oh, wow.
No, the Playboy parties were different.
So you and Leo and his underage girlfriend. I got it.
We had a shared experience. I'll just.
Okay.
No, nothing. Not
I don't
like
need
that.
to know
Not like that.
I got
Not
it.
like that.
A shared experience.
Not like that. Not like that.
Wow, that painted a picture.
We
mean a lot of different
We
things.
just woke up in the same place at the same time.
I bet you did after that shared experience.
This is back in like 91, dude, 92. This is before he was Leo, right? This is, it's a long story. But
This is when he was DiCaprio.
This was like right after the Basketball Diaries. Okay, so he didn't have a name yet.
Oh, so when he was still
Sorry, I
working
brought it up,
with-
Dante. He's like, why? Why are you doing this to me, Nina?
Yeah,
Why?
don't
I'm
do me like
sorry.
that.
No,
It's
Was that supposed to be a secret? You told me live.
It's not what you think.
Uh-huh.
I know, I get it. I trust you completely. You had a shared experience where you both wake up at the same time the next morning. Okay.
In different places, okay? In
Oh.
different places, but within the same area.
Okay. I get it. No
Wild
problem.
night.
A lot of gummies were shared there. It's the Phobos for $2. Eccleston left because of, I know, Russell T. Davies. He wouldn't return. Eccleston was right. But you know what's wrong is Russell T. Davies was at one time a brilliant craftsman. He knew how to write some damn good stories.
He did.
I don't know what the hell happened to him. It's just like,
The woke mind virus got his ass. I don't know. It's crazy.
thank you, Mr. Phobos. Jianju for $7.42. Doctor Who needs to replace everyone. Cast, writers, directors, producers, maybe keep the crew, but everyone else must go. I think Disney's going to help them with that by not renewing the show. So who knows? Maybe BBC will learn their lesson. That was just a little hint of it.
Well, I mean, it hasn't brought them any money.
No, I don't think so. Feel like of history for $10. Be blessed, my brother. I can never thank you all enough for your support and kindness. My dad is home recovering. I'm waiting to get my new leg finished now. Tomby and Tamby will be here around 4 p.m. tomorrow. Cooking ribeyes. Hell yeah.
Yay.
Ribeyes. Yeah.
Congratulations to Tommy and Tamby celebrating 16 years together, by the way. That's a long time.
That is awesome. Maybe we can get Dante to ask Leo. He can send him like a nice wish.
I don't know him like that.
Lucia, always beautiful to see you, my dear friend. Gifted 5 George the Giant Player membership. Thank you. Please go thank Lucia. And we got Eric K, King of the Monster, $2. Brad Pitt wore a dress for. I remember the Bullet Train premiere. I like Bullet Train, by the way.
That was a good movie.
It was.
That was a great movie. I
Underrated
liked
movie.
that movie.
Underrated
So
movie.
fun.
That was a great movie.
Yeah. Very fun, very fun. And they're doing one again. I just saw Hartnett is doing one, but it's in the air with Katie Sackhoff. I don't know if it was released already, where they're basically doing the Bullet Train thing, kind of
In the
similar.
air?
But
I'm
yeah,
not
I
at
think it's called Fight or
Oh
Flight.
yeah. I saw that commercial, or George. Yeah.
Fletcher, can you find that after we're done with this? The Fight or Flight with.
It didn't look as good.
No, it didn't. It looked like they tried to take Snakes on a Plane and Bullet Train and kind of
Yeah.
shove them together.
It looked kind of just actually kind of awful, to be honest. I was like,
Yeah, I'm just saying they tried.
It's a masterpiece.
I know, but it's just what my point is it's like they tried to take a couple of ideas and we're like, just put Katie Sackhoff in it, Hart, and just shove everybody there, and a chainsaw and guns on a plane, 35,000 feet in the air. Yep, I know. Thinking Heretic for $5. You used to say, "Don't touch that." You don't know where that's been. Now it's, "Don't touch that." I know where it's been.
That's funny.
Yeah, you got it. It's the Phobos for $2. Yet Bluey's holds kids' attention and isn't frenetic. Yeah, you know my nieces love Bluey. I
don't know what that is.
I haven't
never watched Bluey once.
It's
I don't know.
I remember
like the number one
Blue's
kids
Clues.
cartoon on air. So I mean, it's big.
Oh.
I've never seen it, but apparently it's really big with the kids.
Yeah, I know it's huge. It was holding Disney Plus down for a long time. That was like it's the only thing people would watch on Disney Plus. But
All I've heard about is Bluey and some doll that my nieces are driving me crazy, that they're telling me is sold out everywhere. Something called Boo Boo or Boo Boo.
Boo.
Boo Boo, yes.
Oh,
They said,
Boo
"Can you
Boo.
get that for us?"
What
I
is
haven't
it
heard of that
right
one.
now?
I have no idea.
They're like these ugly happy dolls. Yeah, they were really huge. I think
Can you pull up a picture?
Korea or something. I don't know. But they're based off of like this book, and people have been going crazy for them over the past year. I went over the stupid craze on one of my streams because I like to keep track of stuff that's going crazy on TikTok. But yeah, people are going crazy for these Labubu dolls. Like they're breaking into cars and stealing them if they see one.
What?
Wow, really?
Yeah,
That
they're
is
going
crazy.
Now they're making like little because people will steal them off of purses. They're like little purse accessories now. And people will steal them off of purses. So now they've gone to like lengths of putting them onto your purses with like, I don't know, in this janked up way that someone can't steal them. Now they have like Labubu protectors to like put them in
That's
hang
insane.
off of your purse. Yeah, it's the most ridiculous thing.
What the
But
heck?
people are going crazy for Labubus. The resellers are insane. They're selling them for like $500. Like it's crazy, but it feeds into the whole like
this is it, right?
mystery box culture. Yeah, because mystery box culture is huge right now. So that's what these are. They basically they come in mystery boxes, so you never really know what you're going to get in the set. But
So wait, joints go for $500 a piece on the reseller market?
The reseller market is crazy on these Labubus. Yeah.
Yeah, they're sold out. Again, it's a 7 and 8 year old. They're like,
I wish I was hip to these things, man, because
I'll be making so much money right now, man.
This reminds me of
I would have bought so many of them.
Oh my gosh, there's videos of resellers carrying like boxes and boxes and boxes of these things to resell them. Yeah, it's crazy.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Tom.
Tom,
what's up, Tom?
Welcome. Is it your birthday today?
That's right. I share a birthday with Robert Meyer Burnett.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. We're supposed to sing it for you. You're not supposed to play it. We're supposed to sing it. You know that.
That wasn't me. Somebody else did it.
Oh, somebody else. Well, that's cool.
That was not me this time.
You missed it. A birthday present. Dante knows Leonardo DiCaprio.
I don't know the man. We
They had a shared
You
experience.
met him at a Diddy party?
See?
No.
A shared
Look.
experience, gummies, a bedroom.
We were at a party
At a
at the
Diddy
same
party.
time, and woke up at said party.
Well, that you're
at the same
practically like
time.
best friends.
Yeah.
That was it. That was it. We said a couple of words to each other back and forth because we were confused about something that.
Quick question: who was the aviator?
we shared a question or two back and forth because we were confused about something.
Love that movie.
And that was it.
All right, I love that movie.
Were you guys confused about how attracted you were to each other?
No, we were confused. We were confused about the chick that was in the next room.
Oh, I got it. Okay, she got out alive. Okay,
We just weren't sure about things that happened.
Ooh,
You had a
all.
three-way with Leonardo DiCaprio and some other chick?
Was there a trans in there?
No. We look.
Wow.
She knows. She knows what I'm talking about.
Nothing happened. It was a
Was
party.
it
No.
You gotta see, look, Dante.
You guys are missing the bigger picture here.
It's not.
You gotta
Him
stop
and
telling these
Leo
stories,
nailed
bro.
this chick like finger cuffs.
It's not.
Dante,
not
you gotta-
that. Nothing happened.
You shared
You
an
gotta stop
intimate
telling these
moment
stories,
with
bro.
Leo.
It's like the telephone game. As soon as
Yeah.
I woke up
Dante
on the
tells a
couch.
story, that thing just takes off and it goes all around the world. And next thing you know, this dude has been sleeping with this
I woke up
person.
on the couch. He woke up on the floor. That's all.
Tomorrow, headline news is going to be: have you seen the picture of Dante and Leo together? That's just going to be on that.
No.
You're going to see Leo.
That's
with
why I
a-
don't say
Yeah.
shit. I
Yeah.
keep my story to myself.
I know. It's okay. That sounds like fun. My favorite story was the Playboy. The Playboy Mansion. I wish I'd have gone.
That was fun. But that was a different time.
Too bad we
Wait,
don't.
did
but
you,
saw-
did you go to the Playboy Mansion with Leo too?
No. I only
And
look,
did he?
I met the man. I met him once. That was it. That was it.
Damn. All right.
So does
Didi.
Diddy smell like baby lotion all the time?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Tom,
Never met him.
that's mean. Stop it.
Never met him.
I actually love that Dante's been to the Playboy Mansion. That's
Hell
pretty
yeah. Hell yeah.
pretty
I
awesome.
know.
It was a different time.
You know that I
It was
heard
a
that they're
hot
trying to bring it.
time.
I heard that they're trying to bring it back now, Dante.
They can't.
were,
They can't.
No,
dude.
they were at
without
the
help.
daughter was
there was no
advertising it. The daughter was talking about it because they're remaking Playboy and they're putting out these ads now online.
No,
So the
it's,
thing
they
was-
can't do it.
Wait, who owns the
charm is
Playboy Mansion
gone.
now?
Hef is gone.
The daughter.
There's nothing.
Dante,
Playboy
did you
is-
meet Hef?
I did. I met him twice.
Was he
That's
cool?
awesome.
Very cool guy. Very cool. Look, how can you not be cool when that's your life?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Like what do you have to complain about, right? I mean,
Gotcha.
Totally.
yeah. No,
All
Hef
right.
was a good guy. He was a good guy.
War Machine 300 gifted 10 Georgia Giants name. Thank you, War Machine. And everybody, please, thank War Machine. We're almost done here. And then Jennifer Gross for $5. I watched Bluey. I know it's not made for me, but it's a great show, heartwarming and funny. Well, thank you. I'm glad to know that my niece are watching something good. Thank you, Jennifer. I really appreciate that. John, my good friend, Kokoza for $2. Hail, George, Nina, Dante, Derek, Tom, and Steph. Hail to you, John.
Hail.
Hi, John.
Good to see you. And there my camera went out. Zeitgeist Ruminator for 10 pounds. Hasn't Hollywood realized that fandom is generational? It was my mother that introduced me to science fiction with Star Trek. Wouldn't appealing across all ages be more diverse and inclusive? Good question.
sure.
What do y'all think?
Yes, I
agree.
think investing in storytelling as opposed to the message would be the best bet. So,
I'm
but
starting to wonder if
I
Hollywood.
do agree with yes, fandom is generational.
Yeah,
That's how
and-
I found out about all of these different things.
I'm
But
starting to wonder: has Hollywood lost this, like the current generations? Because nobody's going to movies anymore. Like Generation Z,
Partially.
Gen Z, Gen Alpha. Like, are these guys going to movies? They're watching anime, they're playing video games, but they're not really going to the movies like that.
Well, it's
They'll go and
because
see a
not
big
all
movie.
fandom is necessarily generational. Parts of it are, right? Traditions are certain things. But you have other things where, like, as kids, and this is a big problem right now with the current generation, is we all had our own things, right? We had the things that were our parents and our grandparents, like we had our, Draculas and our Supermans and whatnot. But we also had our own brand new things like Ninja Turtles and Ghostbusters and other new things that came along, Transformers and whatnot. This current generation is one of the first generations to not have their own real thing. And I think that's why Minecraft did so well. That's why anime and manga is doing so well, because they discovered it themselves, right?
That's
like
my
they
point,
do.
Tom. That's their
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's
Uh,
disconnected from Hollywood. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not Hollywood, and they're into TikTok. Like Kai Cenat is like the biggest star in the world to these kids, and it's like he's not in Hollywood. He's not connected to Hollywood like that. So I think that like Gen Z and Gen Alpha, they've lost those generations in terms of we're constantly looking to Hollywood for culture, for movies. They've lost those guys. And I don't know if they're going to lose the next generation, whoever's coming after that, because they're not creative. They're just remaking old things from old generations, and they're not coming up with new concepts, new fan, like they're just copying off of what we love, like everything is something that we used to rock with, from Marvel, Star Wars, etc. So I don't know. I think Hollywood is kind of losing the current generations, and they're just gravitating to other things.
But let me ask you this:
I think that's why they're moving. I think that's why we're seeing Hollywood sort of moving into making live action versions of video game movie. Like they're going and trying to make video game movies, or they're trying
Borderlands.
Netflix trying to adapt a lot of these popular manga or anime franchises and manga franchises,
which is
they are trying to bring that audience, trying to get this new current generation's dollar. That's why we see that. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but Skibbity Toilet movie is going to, save the theater.
That's crazy. That is
actually, if that was real, that has a better chance than a lot of other shit right now. We were just talking about the Harry Potter thing just before I got here on our member stream. And Dante, this whole conversation kind of revolved around that whole idea, because we were asked how well we think that series is going to do. And I said, I think it's going to have better viewership and better reaction to it than Lord of the Rings, because that was what they were comparing it to. But I said, the problem is you have an entire generation that grew up with those kids. It's not a franchise that is that far removed, right? Like, So if a kid wants to get into Harry Potter, they can just start watching the movies. It's not like movies where when we were kids, like if something was like from the 60s compared to the 80s, that was a big change in technology as far as film goes.
Yeah,
something from the early 2000s to now, in some cases, some of those things are going to look better because they were still shot on film.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Compared to more modern stuff. So you've got this problem and this disconnection with this new audience that I don't think that they're going to take to Harry Potter like the original fans
I agree with you.
Yeah, but Nina wants to say something.
I was just wondering what the hell's a Skibbity Toilet? What?
It's a Skibbity Toilet. You don't know what a Skibbity Toilet is? Well, you're not up on the Riz,
The Riz.
Oh my God, what? Oh my
It's
God,
gonna
I
do
feel
good.
so
It's gonna do
old
good.
all the
Yo,
time.
Gonna do good.
My
No
5-year-old nephew was telling me about Skibbity Toilet. He was breaking it down to me, and I was like, I
can't
couldn't understand it. But he was literally like, my 5-year-old nephew was like Skibbity Toilet, and he is into it. He loves it. And I was just like, what the hell are you talking about?
Is
So
it
I had
like
to
a
watch the
TV
video.
show or what is it?
It's a
It
YouTube.
started on
series.
social media, didn't it? Yeah, if I remember.
Michael Bay is not making the movie.
No, but let me ask you a question though to everybody. How is it that when we were growing up, when I was growing up, I saw movies and I became fans of movies that came out in the 40s and 50s. I wasn't born then. I mean, a lot of us did.
George, that's because for us, movies were everything, right?
Yeah,
video games were there, but they weren't as like big as they are now. You had to go to an arcade back in the day before, like, the home systems like Nintendo and Sega and all that. You had to go to like, an arcade to play video games, right? And even
why aren't they watching our old movies?
Man, it gets a little repetitive, whatever. But movies were our thing, right? Movies, we went every weekend. We were at the movies, right? We paid our little $3, $5, and we were watching a film. This generation isn't doing that because they don't care for
You think
it.
we would go.
Good.
Movies are $20 a pop, right? So
no, but also consider that everybody got one of these in their hand, and
Right.
this
That's
is
what
easy
Dante-
access
that's it,
to
Dante.
entertainment. All you got to do is just turn it on, go to YouTube, go to TikTok, go to Instagram, whatever, and you got videos, and you just doom scroll for
Instant
hours.
gratification of whatever you want. To where
we
we
were
were
free, and it's free entertainment. There's no
And
need
it's
to
free.
leave your house or go to the movies. Nothing.
All of y'all
We,
are right.
we were
Free
even
entertainment.
talking about that with a friend of mine about like what this generation's missing is like even having to wait like to watch a TV show or whatever, like because once we would watch something and then it was over, like you missed the episode, you missed it, like it was done.
that was
Like
it.
unless they did a rerun, it was over, so you would have to wait until maybe the next season they may do another rerun of it or something like that. And so like people were very into like, oh, I have to be home at this time to this time to watch the show. Like it became something
That
a part
also
of our lives.
opened
They
us
don't
up a
have that
little bit.
anymore.
Right, Nina, and you're 100% right, because like that was the other thing is we had limitations on our entertainment, George, and I think that's where we were. Our tastes we had to be open to anything, right? Because especially if you're in a situation where there's only 4 channels.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And you have to pick something. It's like, well, I guess I'm watching this because this is the least of the worst things
Well, like
on right
I remember like we would record stuff like on VHS. Like there was like a couple stuff that was showing that at times I was at school, so I would leave my VHS like to like program it to like record like the Sailor Moon episode that was only shown at noon. And like I was at school for, so I would come home and I'd watch my tape, and then I'd have to make sure that all the tapes are labeled, and then like I don't over record them. I mean, like we had a culture, man. Like we cared about
like,
our
what did
media.
they identify? What did they identify with? Like to me, I remember appointment television, Saturday morning cartoons, Saturday afternoon cartoons. Like, what does this generation identify with as far as film or television? Like, what's their
Minecraft?
No, it's like DA said. It's anime. Anime is so big with these kids, man. I mean, this is their entertainment. This is what they live for now.
So then, okay, we have 2 more, and then we're going to jump to anime. Then, cool. Corn and Pew for $2. Oh, Dante, ever heard of a spit roast?
I have never heard of that, sir. Care to explain?
I actually have not heard of that, and I don't know if I want to know what that is.
Is that like an Eiffel Tower? No, this. Anyway. Eric K for $5. Reminder: Dante did not have a threesome with Leo and a random girl waking up naked beside him in the morning.
Yes, they did at Diddy's house.
That's not what happened at all.
It isn't. Thank
there
you.
was
Eric
fucking
K.
baby oil everywhere.
Blitzen gifted 10 George the Giant Slayer memberships. Thank you, Blitzen, brother. Haven't seen you one, but always thankful for your support. Awesome. Everybody go thank Blitzen now. Something I've been waiting for almost a year and a half, too. We just got a clip of one of the characters coming from Netflix's season 2 of One Piece.
And this thing doesn't even come out till next year. It'll be 3 years since we've had this first season. I griped about it last night on Flash's cast. But
Chopper, you're hiding the wrong way. We can all see you. Chopper, come out!
Hi, Tadoom. My name is Tony Chopper, and I'm sorry I can't be there in person, but... Oh, I'm supposed to tell you about One Piece Season 2. Help! Someone call a doctor! Oh, wait. I am a doctor.
Come on, Chopper. You can do it.
Oh, okay. One Piece Season 2 is coming in 2026, and you'll get to meet new friends, and foes, and me.
You did it, Chopper! Everyone, give him a hand!
Wait, is it over? Shut up! I don't need your clapping, you jerks. I mean it!
Anyway, that's Chopper, and that means it's going to be the summer of 2026, because I love One Piece. After I watched the live action and I did a review on it, I jumped into the anime. I'm on episode 705, I think.
I love the first season. I hope they don't drop the ball with this next season.
I'm afraid that on one hand, I'm afraid. On the other, you have Oda supposed to still have complete creative control. But when I heard that the director who had helped chaperone season 1 and took care of it and stick to Oda's vision, he left. Remember, Derek, we talked about that, where he left because he said he did it for mental health. And 3 months before that, there were reports coming out that Netflix was telling him to chop up the stories, to change it around. Basically, screw Oda over, give Netflix what they wanted, make it their way. And he refused to do that. He stuck to his guns. But it seemed like it was too much for him. And so he finally left. So he's not finished.
So you're saying that the guy that was kind of handling business for Netflix and being the go-between, he's gone. Oh, shit, man.
Yeah, he's gone. He left, and he put a big post up. It was he said, mental health reasons, love what I'm done, love what's going on, but gotta go.
Well, hopefully we don't end up with another Cowboy Bebop, right? I mean,
that's what I'm hoping. I just can't figure Oda would allow. I can't figure Oda would allow that, because his name is like but he still can kill anything that he doesn't like, right?
Okay,
100%.
I'm good with that. As long as he can kill anything that's not working, I think it'll be fine.
And so do I, because I didn't.
It's concerning though. Like, I mean, for me, I don't watch. I'm a huge anime fan, but One Piece was an anime I never could get into.
Same.
It's just a style I don't like, and
I didn't
honestly,
care for
like,
the anime, but I like the show, the live action one.
yeah, I never got into it, and I know that like the manga. I even tried to get into the manga, and I just couldn't get into it. It was just not for me. It was just not for me. But I do know, like, obviously whenever you make something that's anime or like anime, like based on a manga, it's preferable that the manga or the anime is finished, and neither are finished. So when you so when you're making like a live action something, and then you're gonna run into them possibly not being finished, although they're saying they're finally supposed to finish it now. But that's one of the, like, this year. But that's one of the reasons that I just never could get into the anime, because I'm like, I don't have like this much time.
But there's like thousands of episodes of this.
Yeah,
show.
it's
that's
too much.
Yeah. One Piece this is early in One Piece. They got what, like thousands upon thousands of episodes.
They got a lot.
They got a long way to go, because I don't know what arc this is going to cover. I don't think they'll even get to the
Covering
Alabasta
the
arc.
next. Yeah, it's covering the
I
next.
don't even think they're
arcs.
getting to the Alabasta arc on this.
I
next
will
season,
say this
so
too. Also,
that's
like,
early.
I just wouldn't trust Netflix personally, because I just think they just fuck everything over at some point. Even when they have good stuff, like
Yeah.
you brought up Stranger Things.
Yeah, because they released a teaser today or yesterday.
Yeah, which I'm actually dying to see, because I mean those kids are like so old now. I don't even know. Like,
Oh,
I
they're
just
grown
feel like-
ass like men and women
Yeah,
now. I mean,
yeah, they milk that show.
They're collecting Social Security.
Millie Bobby Brown is married.
I know. Like,
Yeah,
it's
but-
like it's so crazy, because
She's
if
almost
they
as
milk
old as
that
Bobby
show-
Brown.
But she looks 30. The others look, but she looks better than them. Some of them grew up anyway. We'll get that in a second. Jim Alaska is back. How are you doing, my good friend? He just gifted 20. George, a giant player. Wow, that is motivational. Love it. Please, everybody, go thank Jim. Jim, we gotta get together, get you here at a member stream that I'm having coming up pretty soon. We have a lot to catch up on. But thank you, my friend. Thank you. And then we got Nick Brony for $10. Also, back in the day, you had to watch a blurry picture of corn if you couldn't afford Cinemax.
That's right. You thought you saw a tit, it could have been a toe.
Yes, those were the days.
With the squiggly lines.
Your
Squiggly lines. But you could hear it at
Squiggly
least.
lines.
Wow.
That was my first introduction to porn.
That was almost this entire generation's first introduction. It's either that or the Playboy that you found under somebody's bed or something.
Yep.
Like, I was
Yep, it was the
clicking,
Playboy for me.
like, and like, you know, it went to the adult channel, and it was like, you know, those flickery, like, whatever, but
Oh,
the
trust me, we
audio
know.
was there.
Yes.
And like, so this chick's like, you know, making like all the sounds, and I'm like, oh, what's happening here? Like, you know, very, very
She's
curious.
very happy.
You know what was-
Very,
what was-
very happy.
If
Or at
you
least she's
didn't-
pretending to be.
If you didn't have a
She's a
remote
great
television
actress.
at the time, and if you had cable in the beginning, when they first had the Playboy channel come out, and you had the old switchers, if you'd switch really slow, the second it started to click the Playboy, you got a shot for about a second.
And then your dad's like, why the hell is the fucking clicker broke on the damn cable box?
Basically.
Tell you, back in the day, we had to earn it, man. Like these kids today with their
We had to earn it,
phones and their internet porn, man,
God,
we had
yes.
to work for ours, man. We had to like
yeah.
go
Oh,
into
Dante,
shops and shit.
Did I tell you I had that idea for, like, I had most of it written. I don't know if I ever finished it, but like, because South Park did a similar episode, which pissed me off. But I had this idea for a movie that would be kind of like a satire on Stand By Me. But the whole movie was about these, you know, like preteen boys who are on this quest to find the ultimate porn stash in the woods that the high schoolers have. Right. So in their minds, it's this, you know, just treasure trove of porn in this cabin in the woods. And when they get there, it's just a fucking Playboy stuck in a tree trunk. But you know, it's about the journey, of course, the getting there. But,
The
yeah.
journey. I like that. Well, now
And the
we're
whole
gonna-
thing that starts off is like back in the day, we actually had to go looking for porn.
That's what I'm saying.
We
We had
did.
to
It was
work for
difficult.
ours, man.
That was like the
Yeah.
opening line. Yeah.
It
My
was
oldest
treasure.
cousin, my oldest cousin had the biggest stash of Playboys in like the garage, like in his little like side garage. And every time he left the house, me and my younger cousins, every time he left the house, bro, we was Let's go.
Everybody had that uncle or that older cousin,
Uncle.
right?
Mine was my uncle. When he was living with my grandmother and he was going to college, it's like I went under the under the bathroom sink one time. And all of a sudden, I was trying to find a towel, and I see what's this, and it was Brigitte. It was Brigitte Nielsen in Playboy, and I was like, and I had just watched her.
That's how Playboy used to get you, man, because they would always have celebrity women.
Yes.
who were
Yeah.
pose, man.
And you had Hustler, which you knew was just the down and dirty shit. Yeah.
Oh, Hustler was
Dude, I'm telling you,
Hustler
when
was filthy
Latoya
shit.
Jackson did her Playboy thing, man,
Yeah.
every black dude in the world had that magazine.
Yes, indeed.
I can remember the celebrities. The celebrity women are what drew me in. That was
and they would pay big bucks for that too. Yeah.
Well, that's what separated Playboy from the other magazines, right? Playboy had a certain class to it. So,
and they did actually have the interviews and stuff. Like, I mean, I know we joke about reading the articles, but
no, but I read the articles, man. They have some damn good interviews.
He's not wrong. Like a lot of these interviews back in the day, where like nowadays you just get them on the red carpet.
Yeah.
But back in the day, that's usually where they'd get the subjects a little drunk and fucked up, and then that's when they'd say something stupid or off the cuff. Usually,
damn good interviews.
I mean, do you remember Anna Nicole Smith when she was the guest model, and then they got her on Playboy?
Oh, hell yeah.
And it was before she ever did television or had an interview, because I used to have her as like goddess. I'd put her up next to Wonder Woman, and then I heard her on television when I'm like, what the fuck is that? Hey, it ruined my entire fantasy here in her time. Like,
That lady
what?
had a lot of problems. Well, leave it at that. She had a lot of problems.
Wait a minute. I am hearing a story.
Oh no! I have nothing with her.
Tell us.
Is this the intro to the the Strangers thing?
Was she the lady in the next room with Leo?
I've never met her. I never met her. Our paths never crossed.
Yeah. All right. So we got Stranger Things released a teaser yesterday. What's interesting is they're going to release the final season in 3 parts. So part 1 is going to.
What season are they on?
5. 5 is the final season.
So in a decade, they've done a whole 5 seasons.
Right, but this is what they said, that they spent, and it's in the article, they spent an entire year shooting season 5. It's 664 hours of footage that they shot. And so they said it's going to be equivalent, the final season, of 8 primetime or 8 movies. So it's the first 4 episodes, I think November 26th.
No, I think it starts in December, doesn't it?
No, it's 3: November, December, and New Year's.
Oh, they're breaking it up.
They're doing the 3 parts thing, like they did last season. They did.
Oh my God.
Season 4.
No, here
Fully
it is.
grown adult.
That's
Where's
what I'm
the
saying.
video?
These are grown people right here.
Hold on. Yeah, pull that down. I have the video I want to show you.
Yeah, this looks kind of like a bad skit from SNL now.
It does.
I think about that night all the time.
Mom, that was 30 years ago.
The night it came for you.
Feels like it.
They should have just ended it after 1 season.
Yeah, but now all the spinoffs, the Burrows, I was going to talk about that next. The Burrows is coming in the end of 26. They have, it's supposed to be the Duffer Brothers. That's the first spinoff. It takes place in New Mexico, where some supernatural element is stealing time. And they got Alfred Molina and Gina Davis and Dennis O'Hare and Bill Pullman, Jenna Malone.
They're
Carl
milking it. I mean, they're just milking it. And look how cute this kid is. He's so ugly now. Sorry.
Oh my God, he is ugly as sin, and the other one's even worse.
All of this started. Everything changed. We failed. But we need to be ready.
Oh, okay. So like the New Year's Eve one is like it's not that far away. So like meaning like the
So it'll be,
timing.
yeah, you're gonna have it. You will see part 1, which will be episodes 1 through 4. What did it say? October,
It's in
November.
November or
It's
something.
November. Yeah, it's November. Then the next
And then
4
it's
are
Christmas
and then New
and
Year.
then New Year's. So
And then
Christmas
New
and
Year's.
New Year's is only like 5 days. So that's
Yeah.
not that bad.
That's
so
not
thank
bad.
No.
so thank God they're not doing it like, wait another 3 months.
No,
before-
no.
Hell no.
No, because then they also have, which I didn't realize until I was doing research on this, they have the Stranger Things animated series spinoff with the kids coming.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
it says it hasn't been announced the date yet. First, it's
I'm
Burrow.
gonna keep it 100. I am tired of Stranger Things. I'm over this. I'm gonna watch it because I'm a completionist and I just gotta watch it just to finish
Same.
it up. But I'm over Stranger Things. It
Same.
was cool. First season was great first season, and it's just kind of been downhill from
Actually,
there.
last season was pretty solid.
I really
It
like
was- the last season was
four.
good. Last season
Yeah,
was
season
good.
4
Okay,
was like good.
keeping it a buck. It was a good season, but overall, like I'm just over this. I'm like, okay, can we just wrap this thing up because I'm tired of Stranger Things.
Oh, I
I'm
think they
tired
all
of-
want to wrap it up. I think the whole cast is done with this. Like they just want to, get it over and done with.
Millie Bobby Brown's over it. Like,
Oh,
like,
she's
not
way
now.
over it. She's
Like, let's
packed.
fucking go. Like, I'm
She doesn't
done.
give one shit.
No,
Yeah,
she
she's like,
doesn't.
whatever.
But I think it's
Um,
they're trying to hold on to what they had there. One good property. That Cobra Kai is finished.
Yeah.
But I mean, Cobra Kai finished earlier than Stranger Things, and it came
Yeah,
out
that's
way
crazy.
later.
I
than
know, which is
Stranger
odd,
Things.
right?
It's fucking crazy to me.
The
I
Blue-Eyed
mean-
Samurai is over. Unless
In
they're
all
doing-
fairness, though, Stranger Things is a little bit more demanding of a show than Cobra Kai.
True, but you also had the makers of Cobra Kai going, we'd love to get season 6 going, but Netflix hasn't said go yet. So this is a lot of this is Netflix fault. They drag this shit out.
They drag
Like,
way too much. And I mean,
that's the
mind
only
you, like,
reason.
some of it was, writer strike related and COVID related
Right.
and like things
Yeah.
like that. But still, like, I mean, it's just they dragged it the fuck out. Now, wait, did you say Blue-Eyed Samurai's over?
It's supposed to be season 2, but I haven't heard anything else. I'm like, they don't have that many big hits that also impact culture. Like Arcane season 1, out of this world phenomenal, but I think season 2 sucks. It's like they
Oh
always
my
follow-
God, that ending was awful.
I
that
hated
was
that ending so much.
terrible.
I'm the biggest Arcane fan. I praised that first season.
Hell yeah.
Same.
I didn't hate the second season as much as some people, but that ending I hated.
That was terrible. Like, completely just wrecked
Steph, are
the show for me. I was like, this is fucked.
I don't watch Stranger Things. I've never watched Stranger Things. Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
would
you're,
that way.
I like the first season. I
Everybody's
really
been
liked
watching
it.
Season 1 was
Stranger
solid.
Things.
Season
and I
1 was great.
They were just praising it, and I was like,
I watched
Season
the
1
first
was
season,
great.
but my
Season-
problem was that it took forever to get to any more seasons.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I fell out of
Yeah.
interest with it.
Yeah. So have a lot of people. It's like, ugh. This again.
I think that was pretty much it. Now I want to see the
Yeah, because Blue-Eyed Samurai was really good. Like, I was waiting
Oh,
for that.
yeah.
'cause
God, I
when
love
you
that.
said, George, like, I didn't even know this season 2 is not out though, right? Because I
No.
didn't know. Yeah, because I was waiting for that one to come out because I liked it.
Yeah, Blue-Eyed Samurai is great.
Oh, incredible. I love that. Love Blue-Eyed Samurai. The other day I was I was reading something about Star Wars and Andor, and of course it took me down a rabbit hole, and then I found Gilroy, the creator and then the writer of Andor. I'm just going to share the budget. He was at the ATX Film Festival the other day, and he's talking about the kind of language they were allowing him to use for season 1 and 2. But then all of a sudden it comes out how much Disney actually spent for 24 episodes. Someone want to read that? That's how much Andor cost. Can you believe?
$650 million dollars.
Yeah.
But look, I will say this.
That's
Come on, you can see the amount on the screen because it's a well-produced movie. It looks, TV show. It looks amazing. All right.
Yeah.
For 24 episodes, if you spend $650 million on 24 episodes, look, it looks fucking phenomenal. All right. So I at least they spent, they got their money's worth, in my opinion, for what they put out there. Because a lot of times you see, they spent, $300 million, and it's like, where is that at? Like with the Acolyte?
Yeah.
All the money they spent on the Acolyte, where the hell was it? I mean, they had like metal detectors and stuff in some of their props. And it was like, wait a minute, man, you
How
guys
you-
really spent that money on this? So at least it looked good. It looked amazing. Now, whether it's return on their investment, that's another story.
Nina's got to get going 1 second, but then I'm going to ask you, think about this. How do you make up your money, even as popular as it was? How do you make money after you spend $650 million on the television show? But first, let's outro Nina because she's got to get going. Thank you, Nina, for showing up today. I hope the chat loved you. I had a great time. Everybody had a great time here on the panel. We got to get you back here soon.
So much for having me on, George. It was really fun. And I'm sorry, Dante, that I let out your secret, even though you let it out live.
It's fine. It's fine. Look,
I'm
it was all innocent. Nothing crazy happened. So
I love you guys. Thank you for having
I
me
love
on
you.
again, George. And I'll catch you guys next time.
Please,
Check me out.
Tell everybody where they can find you and what you got coming up next.
Yeah, check me out on my channel, Nina Infinity. I also have another channel, Good News Infinite Hope, where I drop daily doses of good news. That's what I'm going to go do right now. Edit some more videos. And I have a couple videos coming up on my main channel, Nina Infinity, where I'm going to be talking about some drama about Diddy, but not the Diddy trial. It's some other drama that I didn't know about that I just learned about. And I was like, I got to make a video about this one. And there's also King of the Hill News. So I love that show. So I'm going to be doing some content on that as well. So check me out on Nina Infinity. Thank you so much, George.
Oh, thank you for coming. We got to come back soon. But let me ask you a question on the Diddy front. Does it involve someone we know? Yes.
how dare you, sir?
Oh my God.
Here
I
right
was like,
now.
what? I was like, no one I know knows Diddy. I don't know what you're talking about. I was like,
No,
what?
she doesn't know anybody who knows this.
Okay.
Oh my God. Okay. Love you guys.
I think it should be
Love you.
noted that Dante just self-owned there, just so everybody noticed.
All
right.
I'm out.
How did I self own? I'm saying she doesn't know anyone who knows Diddy. I don't know Diddy.
You don't know Diddy. I don't know Diddy. None of us know Diddy. None of us. No way. Okay. So 600 Dante, how do you make money like that? How do you make that back? $650 million.
Well, you don't. I mean, if you're a streaming service, I guess you're hoping that people will buy your service after, hearing some good news about the show, but there's no way to make that money back. Even with maybe if you're doing advertisers, right? Because you could buy that side of Disney Plus where there's ads, so you could pay a cheaper price. You might make it up a little bit on ads, but even then, you don't make up $650 million on a TV show. Like you just don't.
I can't see it. I just can't see.
DVD sales don't matter anymore. Like no one buys DVDs, no one buys Blu-rays really, and he's not, at least not to the level where they need to make up $650 million.
Yeah, I mean, and I was surprised he let that slip because you know how Disney covers how much money they spend. They never want that to go out. But I was like, wow. So I went to look it up again, and I was looking and confirming. I'm like, yep, he said it. Because he was talking about how they let him use the word fascism and Holocaust, all these other words. And so he's like, yeah. And then he started talking about the money.
I will say this, though, George, maybe not financially, but I think Andor had enough good will and enough good word of mouth that
eventually to make it
at least it did a little, it didn't repair the damage, but I think it helped a little bit. Because here's the thing. Like I will say this with Star Wars, I was out. I was out. And I think Andor kind of helped me love Star Wars a little or like Star Wars a little bit again. So if that's the purpose of it, then okay.
I agree. I agree with you there. To me, it stopped the bleeding. Because I felt like there's only 2.5 episodes of Andor I don't like. And it's not like I hate them. They just remind me of a Lifetime movie show. And that's the first couple of episodes of season 2, like the whole wedding shit. I was just like, so I just
wait. So is that 650 over the 24 episodes?
Yeah,
That's what
24.
You said, right?
Yep, 24.
Yeah,
for 24 episodes, 50 minutes roughly. That's not bad, man. That's not bad.
At the end of the day, though, I think in about 5-10 years from now, we're gonna find out that this streaming shit, with the amount of money they're spending on these shows and the amount of money that's going out of these companies, is going to be the biggest disaster in the history of Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
And the amount of money that was spent and on the fact that they're not making any money back, because you've already got people like Zaslav and everybody over at Warner Brothers basically admitting this, that this is a failed experiment. It's not working. If anything, it's at least 10, 20 years out from being the end all be all. to where they can afford to do this kind of shit, because they're spending the kind of money they would on 2, 3, 4, 5 movies in some cases on one fucking TV show.
Right.
And it used to be TV shows were the cheaper side of things, right? Like this makes absolutely no sense. And I don't see where they're making the money on this, because they're not getting the advertising money like they used to. Nope. The networks and cable companies are dying. So I don't know what they are doing or why they are doing this, but they're also killing every other revenue stream. It's like, I've never seen so much, I can't say the word, but doing yourself in type of activity in my entire life. It just boggles my brain seeing this kind of shit.
Tom, have you heard the amount of money that they're talking about they're spending on the Harry Potter TV series?
I've heard.
I mean, the rumored amount.
I've heard rumored amounts, but like again, like look at this whole thing.
How much?
Do you realize that
they're talking about like $4.2 billion over the course of the entire series, which is fucking ridiculous.
That's
more than Rings of Power.
But let's take it back to this Andor thing again. $650 million. That's more than all 3 of the prequels cost combined to make.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it in perspective.
Almost twice over that, actually, because each one of the prequels was like, I think the first one was 80, and then I think the sequel was like
100.
90 to 100, and then like Attack of the Clones, I think was the most expensive at like 100 to 110, I think it was.
Yeah.
So right there alone, Andor cost twice as much as the fucking prequels did to make.
What?
Yeah. So how do you sell, like, they should be selling this shit to Netflix or Amazon or somebody else.
And ain't nobody buying Andor figures.
No.
Sorry.
I don't think that's a true, like I saw that amount for the Harry Potter TV show, and I reported on it and I was just like, whoa. But I don't think that those are true numbers. I really don't.
I don't think they're true numbers either, but you got to figure they're building the whole city to make the show. Like they're going to have the
they're
kids.
Reusing some of the sets from the movie though. From the movie.
Are they reusing the sets?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're reusing
all right, well, that's
some of
smart.
the sets from the movies.
That's smart. But they're building a whole city for the kids. They're building like, pens for the animals, and they have they're going to be running, I don't know how many episodes they're going to have. I heard 6, I heard 10, I heard 12. It's going to be huge. It's going to be a huge production. $4.2 billion would be ridiculous. I think they got to keep that, amount, definitely less than that. But the fact that, again, they're spending so much on these streaming shows, to Andor, $650 million for 24 episodes. That's $27 million an episode if you do the math. It's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. $10 million for Game of Thrones was kind of ridiculous. Yeah. Like $10 million for Game of Thrones was insane, and it's like, okay, but you see the production, you see what they're doing. Okay, I can maybe agree with that. $27 million for Andor, that's a lot of money.
Well, remember season 2 of Panderings of Power was almost $55 million per episode. And that did nothing.
That's fucking ridiculous.
I think a lot of producers got their pockets lined with that, George, and I think you agree with me on that.
I agree. Yeah, they had 22 producers on it. 22.
Just like Star Trek Discovery, which was one of the most expensive shows prior to Rings of Power and some of these other. I mean, it's almost quaint now looking back on it, but I remember us making a big deal out of Discovery's budget being like $8 to $10 million per episode.
Oh, that's nothing now.
Yeah, exactly. But back then we're like, why are you spending? Like, you'd be lucky if you spent that on almost a whole season of Discovery of TNG, let alone one episode.
It's insane what's going on. So now I want to jump real quick to Fantastic
Also, really quickly,
Four.
I just want to say, like, there's no way to sustain this.
No, you can't.
That's my initial point. It's just unsustainable. Exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's why we see like streaming services raising their prices. I think that like they're hoping that this is a good investment because more people will go to their streaming services, especially for Harry Potter. More people will, purchase HBO
Figures.
or go into HBO Max just for this, and it's and so it's going to be like what 9-10 years that people will stick with HBO Max for just this show. I think they look at it as an investment, but we'll see if
this is a co-production. Technically, you're right. That is a good point, Steph, because Zaslav has made the decision now that there will be no like strictly HBO Max shows. It'll be HBO and HBO Max. So kind of like with Game of Thrones, where this is going to be on HBO as well. So I don't know if that's like a co-thing where they're splitting up kind of part of the cost of this. But again, I don't agree necessarily that that's going to be the final cost of the show. I don't see how they know that far in advance what it's going to cost yet.
Look, they better get rid of that Black Snape. That's all I know. They better get rid of Black Snape. If they're gonna do it, if they spend $100 million or whatever they spending on these shows, they better get rid of Black Snape. Otherwise, this thing is dead before it even starts.
I have a feeling they're going to double down on it, though.
I do. I agree with Dante there. I like the Golden Trio. I saw the picture. I was like, that works for me just now.
Yeah. I have no problem with the girl
They
playing
have,
her
to
body.
double down. They have to double down on Black Snape. They've already announced it. It would look so bad for them if they.
Like I said, they made a boo boo.
Then they screwed them. They screwed themselves. Then
they're done. Yeah.
Unless he's a red herring, if you think about it, not the real Snape. If they somehow try to change the books.
Look, I just feel like, and I said this before.
Not with they wouldn't do that. Not with the character of Snape.
Yeah, I know. I just can't think of any other way out of it.
Look, I said it before. I just feel like, okay, if you're going to do this, right, if you're going to go all in, then go all in, man. Because if you're going to give me a Black Snape, I want the blackest Snape. You know what I mean? I want full on afro with a pick. I want like a cape, like a purple cape and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Pimp
like,
Snape is more
platforms with a cane. Like I want a full on. Like, give me the blackest Snape. That you know what I'm saying?
Are you talking about like?
I'm down for
70s?
this.
Oh, absolutely. I want the
70s
blackest.
Are you talking about 70s style?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I want him to cast spells and jive and shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
you remember I'm gonna get you, sucker. You remember that? I'm gonna get that dude.
Yes.
I'm gonna get you, sucker eiters. I don't know how you would say it.
I want Superfly Snape. You know what I'm saying? Like give me that Snape.
Xperia honkiest. I don't know.
Old gold. That would be dope.
This would be crazy. Wow.
It's the only way to work. It's the only way to work.
And what are they gonna do?
I want this movie. The magic. That's what I want.
Oh my God, I remember that film. It was one of my top worst. But how are they going to do half the scenes? Because you know they're going to be people bitching. If they're actually following the books, are they going to show Snape being hung, lynched as a kid?
You know what? I hope they do. Like I dare them.
Yeah, they got to. There's no way out of it. There's no way out of this. If you're gonna stick, because remember, the whole point was to make a faithful adaptation to the novels. All right, that's the whole point of doing this. So if you're going to make a faithful adaptation to the novels, you got to have James Potter hanging Harry or hanging Snape upside down. All right, under a tree. You got to have that. All right, that's a part of the story. So it is what it is. This is what you guys are doing. All right, you have chosen this path, not us. We, the fans, are like, no, don't do it. But if this is what you want to do, then let's go. All right, bro, this would be absolutely ridiculous, man.
I agree. It's going to be crazy how much of the original fan base comes back. What do you think, Steph? You think a lot of the original fan base is going to come back? Like my sister.
A lot of the original fan base are upset about the casting. Even like I follow Harry Potter accounts, and even they are upset at the casting of Papa Siedo as Snape. Like they're like, Snape wasn't black, you know, and the story was fine, and it changes the context of everything. Now it's no longer about him being bullied because of how he looks and because he's poor. Now it's him being bullied because of some racial thing. So it just completely changes the whole context of the character and what why he's being bullied. So yeah, like essays will probably be written about, oh my gosh, how do you think that Snape being bullied relates all the way back to the 19 blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Steph, don't you see they're the same thing?
Project. Yeah.
They're literally the same picture.
Yeah, they'll tie it into the
also, you get like
I'm being sarcastic.
You also get this black man who literally is like pining over this white woman, right? So you're also you're bringing that element into it.
Yeah, and he joins the gang and
such
the gang. Like,
it's so bad. The worst person in there to race swap. Like the worst possible character you could have possibly race swap out of everybody in the Harry Potter characters was Snape. That's the worst one to race, and that's the one they went with.
Like you can race swap Dumbledore easier than you can Snape.
Yeah.
So then he'd be black and gay.
And he's not even like an ugly black man.
Doctor Who did it.
He's not even an ugly black man. They cast a beautiful black man.
Right. That's another
Play
problem.
an
man.
ugly
It's-
character. Like
He's supposed to be ugly. That's the whole
He's
purpose.
supposed
Yeah.
to be dog ugly. He's supposed
Yeah.
to be disgusting to look at. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, man.
Alaka jam, alaka boom. Fuck that white boy on a broom.
Like out of all of the teachers there, Harry's gonna be suspicious of the black teacher.
Oh, I know.
It's literally the worst race swap in the history of race swaps. It's the worst one.
It's even
that I've
worse
ever
than
seen in my
Cleopatra.
life.
Yeah, it's
It's
even worse.
ridiculous.
It's
But see, now I
crazy.
want to watch it.
Eric K for $5. They should have just done a whiz version of Harry Potter at this point.
Yes,
Race swap
yes.
everybody, right? Just everybody. Just
Everybody.
race
He's
swap them
on
all.
down.
Like,
He's
okay.
on down the road.
That would be interesting.
Just have Richard Pryor play Snape. That works.
AI and Bill Cosby will be Dumbledore.
Oh God.
All right, Darth Maul's lower half for €2. I did buy Andor figures. Well, cool.
You're the only one. No.
But that's awesome. If you enjoy 'em. I loved Andor.
No, I'm not trying to shit on the show. I'm just saying it wasn't the type of Star Wars thing that was selling the kind of toys that we're used to. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
I'm not
no,
saying
I believe you.
Absolutely not.
I believe you.
Look, I
Connor
got me
Dorian.
an Andor. Look,
Hell
I
yeah.
got
Look
him.
at that.
There you go. See, so a few people do. So
Oh, I got him. I got Saw. Yeah.
Oh, I like Saw. Oh, I like the Saw.
does it come with lazy
Eye
eye?
look kind of cool, right?
I like that. I like that. I like the
Hey,
way
that's the most
explain-
famous lazy eye in history.
It is, man. That man made
I like
a fortune off of having a lazy eye.
I like him. Forrest Whitaker's
Oh,
awesome.
he's a great fucking actor. Don't get me
Ghost
wrong.
Dog in the Way of the Warrior.
Oh, Ghost Dog, man.
Hell yeah. They were supposed to make a sequel years ago, still never hasn't come out. Anyway, Connor Dorian, Charlie Banks for $10. Stranger Things, Tales of 85 is an anthology series, and The Burrows is a separate Duffer Brothers project that has nothing to do with Stranger Things. Well, they said it was supposed to be connected to Stranger Things. I know Stranger Things, Tales of 85 is an anthology. Yeah, it's supposed to be part of the Stranger Things universe. We will see. And then where'd it go? Then we have Rated M for $2. Thoughts on bill banning anime passing in Texas. I didn't see if it passed yet. I remember they were talking about passing the bill. It was, what was it, number 20? Senate Bill 20, I think it was called. And it's about not allowing obscene material to minors.
They're talking about like the most egregious of anime.
You know,
like,
the tentacle kind of, you know what I'm talking about.
Well,
they're
actually,
not
I've heard
talking
it was
about the stuff we watch.
more to do with like the kid stuff, is what I heard.
It's
So
supposed to be anything under 18 by what, it's like if you're
It's
under 18,
the-
they don't want minors.
Depictions of underage characters or
Yes,
something
it's
like that. Yeah.
depiction of underage children, and that the reason they're tying that, saying that it could impact manga, is because it's any obscene visual material depicting children, and it has to they have to be children. It's not like an anime character that's like 4,000 years old and they look like a child.
Right.
Technically, they wouldn't be considered a child because they're 4,000 years old, right? But it has to be a character that's like under the age of 18,
Correct.
being depicted in obscene visual material, and that includes drawing and AI, which is why people are saying that it could impact anime, if that so. But it has to be an underaged, I guess,
Right. I believe
anime
in
child
protecting
that's
the
not
kids.
depicted visually, like sexually in the novel or in the anime, but like let's say someone drew that person underage, like in an obscene way. So that's the only way that that it would be affected.
I wonder how this will affect more fanfic shit than anything, because you have a lot of weirdos.
Oh,
with
there's
that
jail time attached to it.
shippers and all that weird shit that they draw. Like, there's people that I've seen some weird shit just on X alone, where it's just like, damn.
I believe it. I believe it. Thank you, Rated M, for that question. Graph Webb for $2. The most passionate man on YouTube and on the internet. In the name of all that is holy, cancel Disney Plus. Love you, Graph Webb. And then we have a super sticker from Shoes for $5. What was the super sticker? I can't see it here. It's not showing it to me on StreamYards.
StreamYards never has that update.
I don't know why they don't show you.
As much as they charge us.
It's a hugging lemon.
Hey, I like that. A hugging lemon. Thank you very much, Shoes. All right. Because that helps keeps the lights on. And it's a lemon. I love lemons. Now, Chris Gore and Ming the Merciless were talking about the test screening. So we're going to watch it for about a couple of minutes. What they're talking about, Fantastic Four, because I think it's hilarious.
I give the movie a 7 out of 10. It was enjoyable. Galactus was the best part.
This is a friend
He has
of his.
this incredible scale and is ripped straight from the comics. The entire movie is the Fantastic Four dealing with the inevitability of their extinction. It has a very Lovecraftian and desperate feel to the whole thing. It's like Thunderbolts. Reed's powers were disappointing and weak. The pacing was really, really fast. The Thing was disappointing. He gets a few scenes where he's sad about being an ugly rock monster, but nothing too deep. He's just kind of there. The biggest problem with the movie is the lack of character development. It's 100% about the FF dealing with Galactus and no room for character development. And I asked about the female Silver Surfer, Silver Surfer, and this person said she's just okay. It's not gonna make the it's
69.
Sorry, I can't read that.
We gotta get
Anyways,
something like that.
overall impression I got, it's just okay.
Hey.
It's like the Thunderbolts. It's like that was okay. Okay is not enough.
No.
And in other reports, and this is from Grace Randolph.
Great.
Okay. She mentioned that the movie is like very MCU. Even she said, I hate using the term MCU. Wow. But I watched her show. She talked about MCU, and it appears as if Sue and the Silver Surfer, the new Silver Surfer, they solve the problems.
Yeah.
So he goes on to explain that they saw that's what it is. It's
They
both
cut
women solve
this
everything.
fantastic is what I'm hearing.
Yep.
Yeah, sounds like it.
So, like I said, you got
and the
three girl
baby
balls.
and the mother, the baby, Sue, the baby, and Silver Surfer were the ones who saved the day. Now, that is possibly part of the ending that might be getting reshot right now, so keep that in mind.
The baby and the baby?
The baby.
Yeah, Franklin Richards.
Yep.
Has
Is
members
that where
for-
they're selling the toy? I saw a toy
Yep.
of like Sue and the
Yep.
baby.
Yep, we got it here. That's the thing. It's odd. So three girl bosses.
Why,
Hey.
the movie's already complex enough. Why would you bring in Franklin Richards, who's the most complicated character in Marvel? Like, especially when this is your first Fantastic Four movie, right? Like, I can see if Sue gets pregnant in the second film, right? But why are you adding this to this movie?
I think this is why it's in reshoots. The question is what can they do with less? What, a month, 6 weeks? No.
Yeah.
2 months left.
Yeah,
There's not a
there's
lot,
about-
man. There's not a lot you could do. I mean, you could do like some simple shots,
Uh-huh.
but you can't do like full on CGI reshoots right now, a month before the movie.
Watch them.
Yeah.
They're talking about, look, Chris was talking about character
believe They would
development.
be doing reshoots right now because didn't they were reshooting a little bit of Ant-Man and Quantumania even like a month before the movie release. So
Right, we
Oh,
saw
yeah.
what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's my point.
like
That's
trash.
my point, dude, is watch them. Like, even if it does require CGI, it'll be some of the shittiest CGI you ever see, and it'll be some of the most expensive fucking shit they ever paid for, but they will do it because it's fucking Disney.
To me, the major issue what I heard was character development. Like, we're literally just going to be watching action, because they don't have the characters developing from the beginning of the movie, and then we see growth and progress with these characters, and then at the end of the movie, there's a change, there's some growth with this character. It sounds like we're not going to get that. So they're just dealing with Galactus and that's it. To me, that's just an action movie, and that sounds like shit to me.
Well, that's like a sequel, basically. And that's what I said about the trailer when I first saw it. It feels like a sequel to a movie we never got to see the first movie to.
Right, you're right.
And that's usually where all the characters, and that's a problem already, is you have a four-person team already. So that's 4 people you have to develop. And I swear, like, they have forgotten in storytelling, and this is part of the reason why we have such bloated big movies now. Ever since we've gotten this like Avengers syndrome where they think they can throw 50,000 fucking characters into a movie and the audience will care. And it's like, no, you got to give us at least 2 or 3 main characters at most to follow. One is the ideally what you want, right? You just want one main character that you're following because that's the easiest for the audience to relate to and follow through a story. But if we got to do it this way with the Fantastic Four, okay, we'll do it as a family. Why are you doing this where you're adding all these new characters and all these extensive elements to it already that are going to just complicate things, when the biggest problem with the Marvel universe, regardless of how woke it is, I will sit there and maintain that the problem is that people just don't give a shit because there's too much homework involved anymore. And that's the one thing I get from most of the normie people that I talk to, because they're like, I don't know what's going on because I didn't watch the TV shows and I didn't see the last 5 movies. And I'm like, that's a problem. You shouldn't have to have seen Shang-Chi and Eternals and everything else to know what's going to happen in the next movie. This has been a problem for the last half a dozen Marvel movies, and this is why the movies are failing. And this is why, movies like Lilo and Stitch have already outgrossed both of the Marvel movies this year so far in their entire run in just 1 week.
Marvel has lost its way, Tom.
It's dead. It's fucking dead. And if this movie makes more than $400 million at this point, I will be surprised.
I'll put a ring in my
has
nose.
nothing but, because it has nothing but negative fucking word of mouth going along with it. And we keep having to remember that, this is going to be a female Silver Surfer.
Yeah. We'll look at the toys in a second, but Steph's got to get going. Steph, where can everybody find you? What do you have coming up next?
Yeah, you can find me on my channel, on my YouTube channel. Sorry, my ear is itchy. My Nerdy Home. You can also follow me on Twitch. Not Twitch. What am I talking about? Twitter and Instagram. Same, My Nerdy Home. I put out a Moana video, and then I'll have a couple of more videos coming out next week. So yeah, that's what I've got going on.
Awesome.
Did I say Moana? I meant Lilo and Stitch.
Moana. Moana. Lilo.
I meant Lilo and Stitch. So go and check out that Lilo and Stitch video. So, yeah, but I do have
beautiful.
To get going. Thank you so much.
Thank
you.
Always
Thank you so much for having me. I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Alrighty. Always thank you. And so then we had, I rarely do this by showing other YouTubers, but I love what Chris and Alan did. So they also showed off the figures, the action figures. This was embarrassing.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Time.
Hey
Johnny
guys,
Storm.
I'm hot. I'm hot.
That's got to be a wig because the actor has a receding hairline.
I love Chris.
What do you think? I don't like this. There is a version of the FF that has white accents. I prefer the classic black and very dark blue from the early comics.
Yep.
Yeah. It looks like they're wearing moon boots, which I wore to school, walking blocks in the winter weather when I was a kid. I loved my moon boots.
Yeah, I'll be honest. If they went back to the original costume, I would think about buying this. But this does not look.
These costumes look bad. I mean, I would say worse than the Superman costume. Here is now Johnny in full form.
Is that a fire backpack he's wearing?
It's a fire
something
thing. He's on fire.
Do these look like good figures?
He's red.
Yeah, let's go.
You know what? I'm going to disagree with Chris only on one thing. I think that I do like the fact that they're astronauts, right? They go into space. Their suits kind of almost reflect like an alternate type of astronaut type costume or outfit. So I'm okay. I do prefer the black and blue. Way more than the white. Yeah. But I'm not opposed to the white either because it does kind of still feel like spacey, right? Like so. I just think that the figures look bad.
I don't like the way they look on the foot. They look like they're wearing sweaters. I don't
have as much of a problem with the costumes either. Sorry, go ahead.
But I just say they look like they're wearing sweaters. It just looks weird. I don't like the look for the fan. Like black and blue would have been perfect. I think they should have went with that. I didn't mind the Human Torch action figure, and I don't mind the Thing action figure. I think those two are the best. The others are terrible. All right, like this is
Like this one.
hard.
This is bad.
This is terrible right here, man.
What the fuck?
Oh, that looks awful. Oh no.
That looks bad.
This is one of the
The
worst
female-
designs I've ever seen for a character in my life. I don't understand. And it's how can you fuck this up? Like seriously, like
Because
how
they didn't
can
go
you-
with Norn Rad. That's why, man.
Well, that's obvious, but I mean, even a chick like this should look sexy and appealing still. How
Yes.
did they make her look fucking fugly? Like I don't understand this.
They
It
should
looks
have
like
had a Silver Surfer that looked absolutely sexy. All right, why?
Yeah.
How do you fuck
Sydney
this
Sweeney
up?
as the
This
Silver
is a
Surfer.
layup.
Oh, I got a Sydney Sweeney for you. But yeah, the figures, they're horrible. When you're talking about, hold on, Sydney. I think everybody has probably seen the Sydney. Where did you go? Oh,
Sydney as a Silver Surfer. I'm in.
yeah, of course. Oh, you know,
but
till I
they'd still
find-
find a way to fugly her up. You know that, right?
They
Like this
probably
feels
would.
like it's on purpose for some reason.
But at
It-
least
it
it's harder to do with her.
It is
True.
harder to do.
True.
And but you know who they would probably have used to screw up Sydney Sweeney? Bonnie Blue.
Oh, jeez.
I know where you're going with this.
Especially after what she did yesterday. I was like, fuck this woman. Excuse me, I'm cursing today like crazy. It happens.
I
once in a
guess.
while.
And I hadn't even been here
Wait.
that long.
There's new Bonnie Blue news.
Oh, you haven't heard? Hold on.
I'm
Hold
behind in my horror news.
It's time for horror news.
It is, okay, well, I'm going to share it. So I'm going to warn the audience real quick. If you want to cover your ears for a moment, Bonnie's just going to say a couple of things, which is disgusting. It's basically horror news of the hour. And
I
she's
love
going,
this.
she's going
Just
to
like the
ruin-
hotel room. It goes
Yeah.
by the hour.
She's going to ruin, she wants to ruin Father's Day. That's basically it. Come
Oh,
on.
no.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. But I'm warning everybody, what she's going to say is probably going to piss off a lot of people.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
It pissed me off. So
It's why she does it.
Oh, God, yeah.
For the husbands, dads, and of course, those barely legals, girls and boys. I want you to come and stretch me out for yourself on the 15th.
Oh.
And it's also Daddy's Day. Just a little message for the husbands, dads, and of course, those barely legal.
Oh, this is the other one. She says she wants to hit her number of 2,000 in 24 hours on Father's Day.
This woman treats her body like an outhouse, man. Like I don't understand.
Aye.
2,000. She goes, I did 1,000. It's
You know
2,000
what?
for Father's Day.
I think this is where the next outbreak is going to come from.
She's
Easily, yeah.
Pretty sure.
She's
type
patient
one
zero, man. Are you
She's going to
kidding
end up
me?
fucking a monkey, and all hell's going to break
I just
loose.
don't understand why guys keep lining up for that shit.
Somebody
man. Like,
called
why would
Dustin
you have
Hoffman
to-
Yeah, but
already
dude, have
beat
you
him on
seen
the-
the guys lining up? These are like Somali immigrants and like all kind of
Desperate
weird
fucks,
shit.
yeah.
I mean,
I wouldn't even be desperate enough to be in that fucking line, yo, and I'm pretty desperate.
Who is paying for this and who is screwing her? Those are the two key
Oh,
questions.
I don't think anyone's paying. I think
You have
think
Paying to watch. She was saying she was making almost $1 million a month. Someone's paying to
Oh,
watch
my
this
God.
shit.
Oh, there's simps out there, man. Like
Come
this is
on.
a whole culture now, and it's sad. It has kind of replaced the dating culture. We have gotten a point, like a lot of the things that we haven't talked about too much and as guys is really going to change things in the next 10, 15 years. Like we're going to notice a huge cultural shift that we're not even prepared for yet. Because there's a lot of guys that have just decided that they're not going to fuck with this whole idea of dating.
Mhm.
There's more than enough outlets now that they can live without women.
How about
And-
bringing back shame?
Well, the sex robots are coming too, so let's not forget about
Exactly.
that.
Like, and look, we got dishwashers. We know how to do our own laundry and shit. We can make a sandwich.
I know, but that's very sad for society when you
It's
have
where we've gotten, and
Oh,
men
but I will say
aren't
this.
valued, though, George. That's the problem.
But I will say this: it's twofold, right? You could say like, yeah, these men are pathetic, right? But women these days are making it very hard, man.
Well, like I just said, we're not being, valued at all anymore. That's the problem.
Women are making it very hard, man. They're like, oh yeah, they're like 200 pounds, but they want a guy who's 6'5" and rich and blah blah blah, and good looking, and they're making it hard for men out there. But at the same time, there has to be something has to change, or we're fucked.
It does.
That's what I'm
We
trying
have
to.
to- we have to
We're,
go back to
we're basically on the same page here. Exactly. Yeah.
we have to get back to an agreed upon moral framework or a center, a line, a border which says
George,
you
we're
know-
past the line.
But
Look,
the
for
problem,
thousands
George,
of-
is this shit is monetizable. You can make money. You can literally sell your body on OnlyFans
I know,
and
but-
make
okay.
how much money? Like
Deal,
that's the reason why it's
growing
never
up.
going to go away.
I know, but growing up, but if enough people, if you only have the freaks and perverts, that's one thing. She's making enough money. Think about it. She's not saying, come watch me have sex. I'm not showing the other two videos that she put up because they're just foul. She basically said the same thing, except the numbers over and over. She's like, come celebrate with me and, stretch me out. And do all that. Like, think about the statement she's saying. I'm going to hit my number 2,000 with your help, and I'm thanking you by giving you the chance to do that.
Oh, and by the way, she means 2,000 that day because
Yes,
she's
24
way
hours.
over 2,000.
No,
yeah.
2000
Okay.
no, it's 2,024 hours. She said she
Yeah.
did 12. Now she wants to do 24. 2,024. I mean, like,
there were probably hookers in their past that have never even had that many men
Of course.
beside them. Like this is the other side of it. This is the other side of it too. Women have forgotten how to value themselves. They have forgotten why the things have been the way they were for thousands of years. Because men are certain ways and women are certain other ways. And when you do this to society, when we've twisted things the way they are now, that's where you've created this basically, and I hate using the term, but incel group of people that are just not going to try to play this game anymore, and they're being undervalued, and they don't know how to talk to women, and even if they did know how to talk to women, they're afraid to. When you even have men like Henry Cavill, okay, the sexiest man alive probably today, saying that I'm even afraid to, and this is from a few years ago before he got married and shit, but keep in mind, even he used to say, yeah, I don't date very often and I don't ask women out because I'm afraid of getting me too'd. And they asked him more about it. And he just got to the bottom line. He's like, yeah, I don't want to go to prison. Like, and somebody like him, if they're afraid of it, that should tell you something.
all I'll do is I'll end it on this note as we go to the last subject. If this is what fourth wave radical feminism calls empowerment, I say bring back oppression. This is it's disgusting. It's gone too far.
Look, I
Anyway.
can't say what I want to say.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I'm putting it as kindly as
I
humanly
should shut up
possible.
as it is. Yeah.
So now here is something that a lot of people have been waiting for. I don't know how many have seen it. Guillermo del Toro's teaser for Frankenstein.
Oh yeah,
It's palate cleanser.
It's Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. Yes, the fact that Pedro Pascal is not in it, I'm already a fan.
Yeah.
You got to admit, did you see that scene? That is beautiful just looking at that.
Oh yeah, it looks great. Oscar Isaac's the only thing that's turned me off so far.
I'm not a big Oscar Isaac fan, but he
It's
is.
not that I'm not a fan of his. It's just he's miscast. He'd be on my list, like right above Pedro Pascal, which is the bottom of the list.
I got you. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's a better actor, though, I think, than Pedro.
He does,
Yeah,
he does
but he's
get- he
miscast.
gets miscast a lot though.
Oh God, he was horrible in the.
You need somebody like
Apocalypse.
Mads Mikkelsen or something like that to be playing Frankenstein. A little bit more Swedish, Germanic.
I agree.
Put it that way.
more Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I got
Yeah. Kenneth Branagh, for instance. Interesting. And
I'm
Christoph
looking
Waltz.
forward.
See, Christoph Waltz should have played fucking Victor. What the hell? Sorry.
Wow, Mia Goth is in it too. It looks good. I mean, it
But
looks
who's
solid.
playing the monster? That's what I.
That's a
wanna
good
know.
question. Yeah.
That's what
As
I.
long as
wanna
it's
know.
not Robert De Niro, I guess.
Oh God, I
Jordy
had-
Laurie.
Geordie Laurie. Okay,
Geordie
thank
Laurie.
you for that. All right. Let me read the last super chats, then we're out of here because we're not going to do politics today. I'm doing it short because there was a funeral I have to go to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Had to go to this morning and then have to wrap some stuff up later tonight. Flying blind on a rocket cycle. Let me rewind. Flying blind on a rocket cycle for $3. Super sticker. That was the fox, I think,
Shiba
right?
dog.
Sheba dog. Thank you for that. I like those super stickers, They're cheery, hopeful, got a lot of energy to them. Thank you for that. Eric K, King of the Mods, $5 Silver Surfers, Norn Rad. Absolutely. But I heard that they gave Norn Rad's complete story. That was part of the reshoots. They gave it to the female Silver Surfer. Did you hear that, DA?
Yep. I heard
That's
that.
what,
No.
yeah. What
Really?
they did was part of the reshoots is they said that the female Silver Surfer was not connecting with the audience watching it, so they needed to build more emotional stakes into it. So they gave her Norrin Rad's story, the first like an 8-minute story.
That's bullshit. So she's not Shalabal after all.
No, so she is. She doesn't have Shalaball's story, but they gave her Norrin Rad's story, showing her exactly how she was as before she was the surfer, so that she can build some emotional connectivity with the audience before she's changed, so people don't see her as a villain. Yeah,
This movie's gonna suck.
I agree. Silver Surfer's Norrin Rad cannot play it. Thank you, Eric A. Mathien, for 50 Norwegian krona. Talk about more about the guys that are participating in this, considering we are in Europe and the challenges we are having here, not European. I know that's what I was saying. It's how many people are supporting so many like Bonnie Blue, and in the dating scene, everything that's going on crazy, especially in Europe. We're going to have a special episode, I think, this week about what's going on in Europe. Thank you, Mathien. I appreciate that. And I think we have 2 more. Eric K for another $2. What brain did you get me? Abby something. Oh, God, yeah.
Abby Normal?
There's nobody like Mel Brooks. I kind of feel bad that they're making Spaceballs 2. Because
it's definitely the search for more money, that's for sure.
I know, but the History of the World Part 2 was just...
I heard. I didn't watch it.
Yet. Paula M., my dear friend, how are you doing? Thank you. She says, love your lives. Thank you so much, my dear friend, for all your help. She is amazing. I am going to have a special Thursday stream. Either it's going to be this Thursday, and then I'll put it out a few days before, or the following at the latest, where we're going to have Paula M. on. It's going to be a Megan-centric show. Thank you for that, everybody. I'm going to show one final clip, which is President Trump. Well, did I show you all this? It is Dante's favorite squeeze. I think it's probably every male's favorite squeeze. But this week, she decided to do an ad that was interesting. I know Dante knows what this is. It's Sydney Sweeney's Bathwater Bliss. You too can now buy soap that actually has Sydney Sweeney's bathwater in it.
At least it's soap and not actual bathwater, I guess.
It's bathwater in the soap.
It's a little of both.
I mean, look, I see it. Okay.
It's weird.
I can see the initial reaction to this, but I think she's making fun of,
I don't know,
those chicks that were selling like bathwater and shit, I think.
Yeah, and I'm sure in her DM, she always gives guys saying they'll drink her bath water.
Yeah.
So she's probably leaning into the joke kind of
But
thing.
I think so.
But they made 5,000 of them. They actually got the company, and they...
Yeah, and what they're doing is you can't just buy it. Like you have to be in a raffle, right? Like you have to put your information in, and then the first 5,000
that's better.
Yeah.
I just don't like the idea of that, like selling.
Oh, I put my bid in. I did the raffle because I tell you what, the resale on that soap.
Boom! The resale is going to be off the charts.
Hey, I'm gonna drop $8 and probably get about 300.
Damn.
Look, we make fun of Tarantino and his foot fetish all the time, but do you realize how big foot stuff is? Like,
no.
I'm sure it is.
That's my point. Like the quirkiest, weirdest shit. Look, guys, they're all weird. We're all a bunch of fucking pervs. All right.
Yeah, we trying to get a couple of bars for my.
I like
co-host.
women.
My co-host is a big Sydney Sweeney.
I'm a big
Sydney Sweeney is quote unquote mid, and he's
what?
Right. Yeah, exactly. He thinks Sydney Sweeney is mid. So my audience has been like pushing, like, yo, we got to buy him a bar of this soap. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. All right. You guys want to throw down? Let's go ahead and get him a bar of soap. We'll figure it out. But yeah, it's just one of the funniest stories in the summer right now, man. Sydney Sweeney selling soap is hilarious, man. That's
only God knows what's next. I mean, you got boobs, bubbles, bathwater. What's next? I mean,
yeah. It's pretty crazy, man.
It's the stuff that's going on. And then we had all these crazy stories. Have y'all been reading them about Elon Musk, how the media is now tearing him apart since he left the White House, saying that he did ketamine and X and mushrooms and just... And I was reading about it, and it's insane. But the president gave him a key to the White House on his last day. That was pretty cool.
Also, are they forgetting about the bag of cocaine that was found when Joe Biden was president?
Nope. As a matter of fact, it's under investigation. They reopened it. Yep. DA is correct. They've reopened it. All of that. And then that whole auto pen, that scandal is blowing up. Now that they found out that there are staffers that they're going to start bringing in to subpoena, that it was basically Jill Biden, Hunter Biden, and a handful of staffers running the government for 4 years. Joe Biden was like out, just they have Secret Service agents who are like, he would lose himself in the closet. Like he would walk in the closet and think he was in the Oval Office.
Wow.
Yeah. And yeah, so it's crazy. Wow. Anyway,
My office small all the time. I don't understand.
Well, let me say perhaps a few words. This is not.
Is that a bruise above his head? Am I just noticing it?
My time as a special government employee necessarily had to
on his eye?
Limited time things.
I can't tell.
Yeah, he looks like he's got a black eye.
Yeah, he does have a black eye. He made a joke about it, about like he didn't go to France.
Oh. Yeah, because of Macron's wife.
So that comes with a time limit. But the Doge team will only grow stronger over time. The Doge influence will only grow stronger. It's I liken it to sort of Buddhism. It's like a way of life. So it is permeating throughout the government, and I'm confident that over time we will see $1 trillion of savings and a reduction in $1 trillion of waste and fraud reduction. The calculations of the Doge team thus far, in terms of FY25 to FY26 delta, are over 160 billion, and that's climbing. We expect that number will probably go over 200 billion soon. So I think the Doge team is doing an incredible job. They're going to continue doing an incredible job, and I'll be.
Yeah, it's low. That's as high as it'll go. But that's pretty much it. I wanted you to show you that he was getting the key, and he's thanking everybody. It doesn't go higher than that. I've tried 3 different videos. And here is the new influencer that the Democratic Party, if you have not noticed, has put together. They think this influencer will bring men over to the Democrats.
Oh,
so hold your horses.
Well, I also think it's just so abundantly clear that the people who say these things don't actually
The one on the left or the one on the right?
The one on the left. The female Joe Rogan that the Dems are calling.
But I spend a lot of time on college campuses, and I spend
He
a lot of time with
young men.
I love young men. I love.
Okay, I'm done.
And in that, I realized like even the ones that identify as conservative are almost always pro-choice. They're almost always pro-gay marriage. You'd be surprised at the number of them who support Black Lives Matter. And so I feel like people just kind of lump them into this box when the truth is, again, a lot of them are with us on the issues. They're just not.
I feel like she's going to eat my face.
Anyway, that is who the Dems are backing as their new female version of Joe Rogan to bring everybody back into the community.
Good. You know what? Good. Good. Let them. Like, here's the thing, man. For me at this point, they refuse to see the truth, right? So let them play in their fantasies. Let them think this is real. Let them think it's working, right? Because they deserve to lose. They deserve to keep losing.
I agree. 2 last things. This, I wanted to bring it to people's attention because the media refuses to cover it. I think it's a disgrace. It happened in Minnesota at a Class 4A softball championship. Tell me, gentlemen, if y'all notice something odd here.
And the pitch. Then Berger back in the 5th. Swing and a miss here first. 0-2 pitch. Struck.
Did you
That's
realize?
a dude.
Yeah, there's no way that's a chick.
That's a dude.
Kept
That
striking
dude looks
everybody out.
like he's 7'1".
Right, striking
Not
everybody
just
out.
that, you can tell by the body structure. They think they can hide it. It's so redonkulous.
Yeah.
Except it's girls. And it was a guy, and he was striking everybody out.
My question, George, though, is why are these girls why do they keep playing?
Thank
That
you.
Why
is a
should they
good
keep
point.
playing along?
The girls could end this immediately. We're not playing against
Just stop
this team.
playing.
Just stop playing against this. Oh, they got a trans, whatever. We're done. We're not playing against that team. And that would be it. They would end it immediately. But they won't do it.
More
I don't understand it.
They keep playing around and they keep losing.
Yeah. Well, as we always point out, like you'll never see the opposite, right? We'll never see some woman turned into a dude come in and dominate Major League Baseball.
Hell no.
It won't fucking happen.
No, you'll never see that.
And that's why I can't believe they don't see the hypocrisy in this whole fucking thing. I thought for sure seeing a woman getting the literal shit beat out of her on live television during the Olympics was finally going to be the thing.
Yeah.
That people would say, okay, now I think we see the point. Because you're literally watching a woman being beat by a man. No, what did it turn into? Oh, no, she's a woman. Trust us, guys. Trust me, bro. She's a woman.
Yeah.
Fuck you. She's got a bigger Adam's apple than I do.
I know, it's horrible.
No, I thought that was going to be the end of it, guys. And no, and sadly it has
banned,
not.
by the way. Just by the way, he got banned by the International Federation of Boxing until he
but he still got a gold medal.
I know. I'm waiting. I'm hoping they take it back from him. And here's the last super chat. We're out of here. Giggity. Great to see you, my good friend, for $5. Whoa. My bathwater didn't sell as well as I'd hope, but it's up on Etsy if you're interested. No, thank you. But
Sorry, man, that only works for Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, it kind of smells like the gym.
I get it, man. Thank you for sharing it with everybody. I love you all. Okay, we're gonna go around the horn. Verbal. What do you got coming up? Where can everybody find you?
Yeah, you guys can find me tomorrow on Film Thread Versus, and I have actually definitely watch VRL this coming Thursday. I'm going one-on-one with Gothics, and we are going to be talking about Black issues. So that's going to be a very special Black episode of VRL. Definitely watch it this Thursday, 4 p.m. I'm sorry, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Can't wait. Does that mean I can't join?
Oh well. Good. But no, me and her are
going
to
saying it's segregated.
I'm just saying
what are we talking about?
Very real in a way that George might be uncomfortable with. Is what I'm trying to say. We're going to
I'm playing.
Are you going to talk about Black fatigue?
Oh yes. We're talking about that. We're talking about a lot of shit.
Oh,
we're gonna get in the thick of it.
That. I'm tuning in for that. I can't wait.
Hell yeah! I am going
to be spicy.
Super chat. I'm going to super chat. I want to talk about DiCaprio.
Hey, tell Leo we said hey.
Yeah. All right, Tom. Where can they find you? What do you have coming up?
I will probably pop up on Valiant stream at some point here. I know I got the tier list later. I haven't decided yet what the tier list is going to be necessarily yet. But other than that, we have the morning show tomorrow. And check us out on Midnight's Edge After Dark. And thanks for having me. Sorry I was late.
What happened about Midnight's Edge Espanol?
It's still there. Check it out. Yep.
Midnight's Edge Greek?
Eventually.
Okay, good.
It's mostly cooking videos, though.
Damn it. All right. DA, what do you have coming up? And where can everybody find you?
Tonight doing the DA's office, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Everybody come hang out. We're going to talk about a lot of topics that happened this past week. Tuesday and Thursday nightcaps at 10 p.m. I'll be on Film Threat Versus tomorrow, so come hang out with us there. Thanks once again, George. Always a pleasure.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Love you all. And I am going to, I guess they call it a raid because I finally learned how to do it. Everybody keeps asking me. Mr. Brown's Alliance is a good friend of mine. So it will direct you right after this stream ends to Mr. Brown's stream. It's kind of weird saying Mr. Brown's stream. It'd be like saying
Mr. Brown's stream.
You get the point. It's Mr. Brown's Alliance. All righty. Thank you for everybody's support. Please thank our producer, Fletcher Williams, in the background. Did I say background? Jesus. In the background.
Only a quarter of black ground. So
okay.
And it's South American, so I don't know if that even counts.
Quarter brown. Okay. Thank Eric K, Lord Thoth, these amazing people here, everybody who sent their support, Jim Alaska, all of you. Love you all. Have a blessed week. Remember, we're fighters with one unbreakable rule. We never bow down. We never bend the knee. Always forward. Love you.